switch to all our platforms. I think we are live on Facebook now, and we are live on the Koikimedia. I've told you, make sure when the backup channel, well, you don't have it, you might sometimes lose 1 hour. If you have it, you'll get to know whatever we've said. So, as often, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, so that we can all engage. So, now I'm going to start bringing, let me bring this back to my face. Let me bring this back to my face. Yeah, so now I'm going to bring it back to my face like this so that there's less, so you can see like that. So we do like that. I don't know how to switch this course. I might just leave it like that. Because I to switch it. Let me close this one. Yeah. So I just leave it like that. And I tell hello Instagram. In case I want to show something, that's why I just put it like that. Now we are back here fully now. Let me go to African Confidential. African Confidential, my brother. He said something on his timeline. Was it yesterday? Okay, this is a new one he wrote again. What is going on with Nnamdi Kanu situation is very shameful. 1 minute, let me take off my image off and bring myself in here. Èyí tẹ́ kí mi láàárọ̀ àti wà live láti 1 hour ago. Èyí lẹ̀ wá sí orí ibi ta ní kẹ́ máa wá àti ní kẹ́ lọ sórí backup channel wa. We've been live for the last 1 hour on the backup YouTube channel. So if you're joining us now, you are already late. I think tó bá ti wà pẹ̀lú wa lórí Twitter and the other platform. Anyway, let me read what African Confidential at Bumi_speaks. What is going on with this Nnamdi Kanu situation is very shameful and quite frankly mind-boggling. Just when you think you have seen enough, the attention of just about everyone closest to him has now shifted completely from the injustice done to him to the reaction to the injustice. How then will he ever get out? Every one of these individuals is now fighting alongside the culprit, the lawless Nigerian government, and those Southeast politicians whose actions and inactions gave birth to the agitation against those reacting with resolute to his blatant injustice, impunity that has clearly forced the government into desperation, and caring about a region all of a sudden that had never been on the radar to care for. These folks, who one would naturally expect should know better, are in effect fighting to get the lawless government back in its comfort zone so that they can get back to begging for justice for Kanu, just like they are saying we should go and beg Tinubu for Igboho. I mean, imagine Yoruba people say, beg Tinubu. We must beg Tinubu for Igboho, as if Igboho is a criminal. We have criminal people on the ground that are operating with impunity. Nobody is asking any question. But now we should go and beg, hey, hello, Tinubu. Hello, Tinubu. Let me switch this one and give us a different view so that way. Hello, Tinubu. Hello, Baba Tinubu. That is what people are saying now. We should go and beg Tinubu for Igboho. Can you imagine? No, not this one. Should go and look for Koikimedia. Tinubu. Why should we go and beg Tinubu? It's a question. Kí ni Igboho ṣe tá fẹ́ lọ máa beg Tinubu fún? What has Igboho done? Kí ni Igboho ṣe? He hasn't done anything. We have more criminals operating in Nigeria. Nobody's asking any question. All right, I think we should leave it like that. Kí ni Anika lọ bẹ̀ Tinubu? Ẹ lọ bẹ̀ Tinubu. Ẹ jẹ́ ká bẹ̀ Tinubu. Kí ni Igboho ṣe ká máa lọ bẹ̀ Tinubu? Kí ni Igboho ṣe? What is Igboho's offense? Nobody can say. All right, let's go to the next one. This is not even the one I want to read. No, I think it's this one. When I put to post land on it. I am just glad it is getting clearer to right-thinking Africans now that Nigeria, the Agbaya, if Igbo people don't know the meaning of Agbaya, you know, somebody where you think say na big brother, but they abuse you. You know, sometimes you get all these big brother waiting for house, but they sleep with all these young girls for compound. all the young girls waiting for compound. And then they don't sleep with. They call those people Agbaya. For Yoruba, Agbaya. So what they do is they sleep with young girls in the compound. Every girl they slept with. And sometimes we have all these big men doing the same thing right now. I am just glad it is getting clearer to the right-thinking Africans now that Nigeria, the Agbaya, aka giant puppet, I think some Moki Yawalen Konsiwora Yoruba Ashigoni. I think àwọn Yoruba kan dà pé some Nigeria, I think they love when they say Nigeria is the most populous black nation. Ó dà pé ó máa ń trip me. I think some Nigerians love that. We the most populous black nation. We are the most populous black nation. Oh, the country where they no respect for any African country. They don't respect Nigeria in any African country. But we love to be told, hey, we are the most populous black nation. You know, especially when people like Obama are saying that. That kind of, you know, maybe excite a lot of Nigerians. We are the most populous black nation. Most populous black nation where they no respect for anywhere. They no respect us from anywhere. We are the most populous black nation. Let's continue. AKA the giant puppet is one of the major factors holding back the black continent. You know, lie now. By being readily available to use his power and influence to do the bidding for the imperialists on the continent against the wish of the African people. This madness and unforgivable neo-colonialism behavior is a good reason everyone identified as African should support the total disintegration of this liability of a country. Liability of a country. For Africa to be liberated from the shackles of the imperialism and finally be for Africans. Nigeria is nothing but a giant liability to Africa. He couldn't have said it much better than what he has said. But yet, we have people there that will be telling you Nigeria is going to work. They could give them some time. But everybody knows it's a lie. It's a lie against itself. Once again, Moki intention Darapomoa actually were live more than an hour before today. So if you're just joining us on Koikimedia, you've lost 1 hour of the program already. Because we told you to have our backup channel because they rely Lori, especially that bloody nonsense Facebook. So we're going to start telling you to continue to go into the backup and the Koikimedia. The backup channel is WD76 so that you can be able to know when we are live, especially on Twitter, where we make sure that we're live on Twitter all the time. So good morning once again. Now let's take this one on. It's confusing. Now I want to go and show you. There's a video I picked up from Simon Ekpa. I should play this one first. Where this, I don't know who was the guy. There was a guy that was speaking. Every day they talk about Simon Ekpa in Nigeria. What are they saying again here?
I have 1 minute. Okay. I'm the taxi driver. Okay. I'm living at Ubafo side. Okay. Do you hear me? I'm hearing you. Sandra, from Ubafo to Yanaba, you pay 6,500 only ammo. You pay police each point to 200 from police. Police stay at ADK, for in front of the station. Police stay at the PA. Police stay at the church gate. Police stay at Otofa. People that stay around that place, they can call and confirm if I'm lying. Sandra, total money we pay in a day. So this small bus and driver, usually for people who spend 6,800. Government is telling us they want to cut off our price. We are buying fuel 568 naira. This is our Bara area. 568 naira. Now we are paying this for 6,000 plus. We are paying the liver for 1 who get the motor 7,000. We as a driver were going home with 1,300.
Can you
imagine? As I'm talking to you, I don't already go to work because all my money is to buy fuel. As I'm talking to you now, it's 1,500 left for me, a family man. I'm just telling my wife to go and buy Indomie. Let's cook, let's do this. I have worked this morning, it's up to time. It's 4 o'clock. This morning, I'm left with 1,500. You are still telling me that to cut off price. And people say this government, they're not taking us as a fool. Now they come out and tell us they have this, they have this, that. I defend all this lie.
I'm sure this guy talking now, I don't know, I'm just saying, I hope he's supporting the breakup of Nigeria. Look at it now, it's easy for him to call the radio station, Nigeria Info, let's talk, 99.3. That is the only thing they do, let's talk. The same talk where everybody, Benny, 90Y, with the country. Do you see what the same talk that they've been talking for the last only God knows. But he wants to talk to Radio Lagos 99.3. The woman there is making her money. She's there. What can she do? When we say let everybody go, look at the guy now narrating how money is being taken from his pocket every day. Police collect, everybody collect. But he will not support the movement that some of us are saying because it sounds like an Igbo guy. You never die. You are just about to die. You never die. Now small. You go still die. You never die at all. You go still die. You never die. Ejimaku. We telling you, we say, shut up. Let's listen.
I'm talking to you, I'm dying.
He says, I'm talking to you, I'm dying. No. You never, if person we don't die, no go fit talk. Shut up. You say you don't die. You wait still dey talk. Mokima Babalariwaju. The person we don't die, now you no go fit talk. The person we still alive, now him dey talk.
I'm working as if I'm not working.
I'm working as if I'm not working. You never die. You are still go tomorrow. Go do the same thing. Olopa collect. Everybody Agbero collect. All this bastard Agbero with Tinubu and Sanwo-Olu, everybody they put on the street. Is that the way they are operating outside the country? Where you go put Agbero. The same Agbero can work in the office and then continue to check camera. Who is passing the bus lane? Oh yeah, put your ticket. Bam. Agbero get money, but they love that system, that Agbero system where they are making hell of a money and oppressing everybody. One bastard. Yeah, I want to die. Go and support Biafra. You don't go support Biafra. Support Yoruba Nation. And these are the people where they inside Lagos. You won't make them for Lagos. You go back to Southeast now, because you stay inside Lagos, Agbero collect money from you. That is the Lagos that they built for every one of us, including myself. One bastard. Yeah, I won't die. You never die. You still dey talk.
I told I'm a little man. I'm working from morning to night and still have a lot to give account. I still to give account.
That is the reason why they say Nigerians cannot get up to age 55, if not 52. Let's go more further. There's another video I want to play from Simon Ekpa. I was watching one yesterday. It looks like the guy won't fight the journalist. I don't know where things go wrong. This is the video. Check out the video.
It's a very narrow perspective. That's the most unfortunate part of this. It's not a perspective. It's a real fact. You care about the starving millions of African people in this country. I care more. You care about the farm workers who are being oppressed in this country. Don't interrupt me.
Don't interrupt me, boy. The guy don't vessel. The guy don't vessel. The guy don't vessel.
You won't dare.
You wouldn't dare.
You won't dare.
You wouldn't dare. You wouldn't dare. The guy don't vessel. Can you say that?
On my studio. You touched me.
You touch me.
Touch me on my studio. You touched me.
You touch me.
Take away his arm. Touch me on my studio. Take away his arm from touch me on my studio.
Touch me on my studio.
Touch you on your studio. On my studio.
The guy don't vessel.
You don't do that. Don't touch me.
Wow. Good morning, Indidi. How are you, sir?
I am not finished with you.
I am not finished with you.
Mr. Safi, stop threatening this woman, Mr. Safi.
This is the way the Igbo people they threaten us as well.
Stop it now.
Stop it now, Mr. Degaske. Stop it.
You try to stop me, Mr. Safi. Why are you threatening this woman?
Why are you threatening this woman? What she done to you? She's expressing her view. Good morning, brother. Who is there? Good morning. Go ahead.
Good morning, quick.
Good morning, I hear you.
Yeah, I think don't need to go. We are taking over there. I'm speaking from Lagos.
Oh, you're speaking from Lagos. Go ahead, sir. How's Lagos this morning? Or this afternoon, rather?
I won't say it's
Okay.
just the way they narrate it.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. Go ahead. Let's hear from you.
We don't know where we are heading to. Everywhere they are jacking out money from our pocket. Jacking out. What are we going to do? You have to pay. If you don't pay, they will not let you. You have to pay them. You don't even have any right. What is the right? All the right you know is the book of law. Nobody will listen. They say that's none of our business. They said go first, put that law. The you must give us our own. Yeah, we must collect our own here. What are you going to do? Not to give them and you go on. Because if you don't give them, they will try to depend on you. If you do anyhow with you. That is how we are now living in Lagos. I don't know maybe it happened in other countries. That is the reason we must put emphasis on this breaking away. This is as a product of the country, as a product of reality.
Okay.
Everybody balance here. That's our law. So let's go.
Okay. We're trying our best. We're trying our best to educate more people. Hopefully they will listen. Okay. Okay. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's somebody on the Twitter space there, giving us the update from Lagos State. Let's listen to Sanusi, the former emir, traveled to Niger, trying to see if they can bring peace to Niger. Let's listen to him.
Leaders of of Niger. Would you say your intervention was positive, successful? Interventions are ongoing, and we'll continue to do our best to bring the two parties together to improve understanding. This is a time for public diplomacy. It's not a matter that we leave to governments. All Nigerians, all Nigerians need to be involved to find a solution that works for Africa, a solution that works for Niger, that works for...
Nothing works for anybody. Dissolution is the only answer. You know that better. You're a very, very learned man, Sanusi. Good morning to my beautiful mom. Good afternoon to those of you that have joined us. We will not be very long because I'll come back later for a proper program. But for now, let's just say good morning. Break up the reason, break up to save lives. Mukia Tobi Alomo, good morning and welcome to the program. Omobolaji, Sanusi is a monster monarch. He knows that. Look at his face. With my contact, I went to Niger. You're only saving your people. That's why you went there.
Nigeria, and a solution that works for humanity. They also report that
Which humanity? Which humanity? Igbowo Day for Benin Republic. Nnamdi Kanu Day for prison. El Zakizaki Day there. Which humanity? Which humanity? He never talked once on any of these three people. This guy.
You took this initiative by yourself, and you're not the government delegation. No, I'm not government. I'm not. Okay. I was not sent by the government.
Who cares? Even if you are sent by the government, who cares? Who cares? Even if you are sent by the government, who cares? Even if you are sent by the government. Let's leave that TikTok wahala too much. If it's still coming back, I might have to bring the camera to my face. Wahala TikTok it for you. It doesn't like showing. Information, TikTok, so let us watch something else. Let's listen to Akpabio, the Olori Buruku man, your Senate president.
Those who are in support of the wish say aye. And those who are against it, nay. The ayes have it. Senate is hereby adjourned till tomorrow, the 10 a.m. 14th day of June at 10 a.m. Those who are in support of the motion say aye, and those who are against it.
It's not this video. We'll look for that video later. There's another video I want us to listen before we move away from this. Here, this guy. Boy.
Right now, one of the West African leaders, Macky Sall.
This guy is called Chick Angel Jesse Holiday. I think that's his Twitter handle. Alaji. Let's listen.
Is behaving worse than a bull in a China shop. Arresting innocent citizens, dumping them in prison, firing tear gas on protesting people and so on. West African leaders have not seen these clear violations of the rights of the people of Senegal. He's managed to put his only viable opponent in prison. So, West African leaders are not complaining. Now,
okay, hold on. Okay, am I showing my background? Oh, sorry, I'm not showing it. I was wondering why I can't see myself with the screen. Let me bring the screen up. I was wondering why the screen is not showing. It's because I didn't switch things around. Let's switch it around now. I was wondering. I was wondering why nothing was showing. Now let's bring my own camera in. I use OBS for streaming in case you want to know. I want to start using the XSplit again, but from another laptop because I'm having problem with Twitter streaming from OBS. I don't know what's going on with the Twitter. So I'm going to start operating our... let me bring this guy back. Let's rewind it. Now let's listen to him.
One of the West African leaders, Macky Sall, is behaving worse than a bull in a China shop. Arresting innocent citizens, dumping them in prison, firing tear gas on protesting people and so on. West African leaders have not seen this clear violations of the rights of the people of Senegal. He's managed to put his only viable opponent in prison. So, West African leaders are not complaining. Now, at a certain point, Islamic insurgents have managed to seize more than 50% of the land territory of Burkina Faso.
Did you hear that? Islamic terrorists have been able to secure or seize more than 80%. 80%. This is why we are saying they cannot seize our own land. It's just a matter of time. Dr. Mike Olasho, good morning, sir. On your other side, it is afternoon here in London, and you are probably about 7 o'clock in the morning, depending on what state you are, or probably 5 hours behind. So I want to say 1 o'clock, so you're about 7 o'clock. Mike Olasho, my brother, thank you so much for the love. Let's go back again and listen to this guy.
West African leaders were not worried.
West Africa leaders are not worried when ISIS are taking the land border of Burkina Faso. They are not worried. Láti lọ protect wọn. Okay, yeah, I know. I think it's 5 hours, 6 hours, depending on the state. Already 7 hours behind the curtain. They are not bothered. I mean, ISIS is operating, nobody bothers. But why is there bother about Niger Wahala?
As far as West African leaders were concerned, that was democracy.
That was democracy.
More than 50% of the land territory of Burkina Faso has been seized by Islam.
More than 50% of the land territory of Burkina Faso is no longer in their hands. It's now in the hands of the Bethlehem. Nana, good morning, ma. How are you? More comments on the band. They are not bothered. But now everybody is concerned, everybody is worried, everybody is bothered. Hey, Niger, you can see the Hausas, or to we say the Fulanis, making every push by Tinubu. Something must be inside that Niger, apart from the uranium, and there must be something there. Ebe sọ̀rọ̀. Hello. Eba mute o. Yeah, mo gbọ́ yín. À ń gbọ́ sá. Yeah. Kò ń ṣe fídíò tó jẹ́ tuntun. Fídíò tígbà tí wọ́n ṣe case, it was during the case of Ike Ekerimadu. I'll play that video again. That was when Ike Ekerimadu was having a case, and that Senator Abiribi and the other senator, that guy, the one that says his wife does favor for him. I didn't know him then. He's been in Senate since 2019, from what I'm told, I think. That old man. Look at the way to say fresh. His name is Adamu, Senator something Adamu. He was the one that came then with some other one, Adamu. It was only my wife does favor for me. Adamu Bukachukwa. That is his name. It was after he left that I realized that he's a senator in Nigeria. But I interviewed him, I asked him, so that video is not an old video. I just like sometimes to remind people some of what we do, because some people think that we just sit behind the curtain here, they don't know the effort that we put in. I mean, no, they're not born any journalists go do the kind of thing I do like that. Look at the way the guy was looking at me. The guy was looking at me like to take my head off. I'm sure the guy will be telling people to go and find if I'm a Nigerian that lives in Nigeria so that they can come and take me out.
I wanted to say that if you are in Nigeria.
If I land, that's why they keep saying, come to Nigeria. They know that if I come to Nigeria, they'll pick me up. They can come to how many journalists go ask that Senator Adamu, that's his name. That's the picture for those of you watching us on the screen. Baba with him. Look at the way Tibaba is saying, look at his body. It's fresh. Yeah. His name is Adamu Muhammad Bukachukwa. He was born on the April 16, 1940. He's a Nigerian politician and the current senator representing Bauchi North Senatorial District. He was elected senator during the 2019 general election under APC, and he went to Ahmadu Bello University. Look at the way he's 83 years old, that man. 83 years old. Anyway, let's come back to the one we are watching. So that video is not old video. It's not an old new video. I'll come again to this other guy that for 800 naira they don't kill her for Soludo. Let's come back to this guy. Dr. Mike Olau. So my brother, please check your mic. Something is echoing. Okay, let's see. Maybe I have the other 1 minute. Okay. There shouldn't be anything echoing back. All right, let's see. There shouldn't be. Because the desktop mic audio is muted. No, there's somebody speaking on the Twitter space. Twitter space. Maybe that's why you are hearing that sound. Because the person was speaking earlier on. Ẹni tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́yìn orí Twitter space lẹ́yìn gbọ́ lẹ́ǹkan yẹn. Yeah. There was somebody speaking on wow. Well, we did live on Twitter space. That's the phone. I am live on Twitter space. I am live on I am live on TikTok and likewise Instagram. So yeah. All right, let's listen now to the guy back. That man was the one that came to London. This guy, Adamu Muhammad. I'll play that video again later. I didn't know he was a senator, but I knew he was a person of interest that could fly to London. But now Ike Ekerimadu is in prison and he's going to be here for a very long time. He's not going home anytime soon. So let's listen back to this, our brother here. Eshegoni, Dr. Mike.
Rest of candidates were not worried at all. West African leaders looked on as the Malian president behaved with impunity, shooting into demonstrators, arresting his opponents, and so on. They looked on. They were quite comfortable with that. They looked on as the president in Guinea continued to misbehave.
Did you hear that?
He completely was misbehaving. They had no difficulty with that. But as soon as the military intervened to stop the killing and to stop the wanton destruction of life and property, West African leaders wake up. And they wake up, and what they want to do is to reinstate these bankrupt, useless leaders who were clearly acting against the interests of their people and violating their national constitutions. What is wrong with this West African?
Let me pause there. What is wrong with the West African leaders? Ishud Odara says there was an intelligence yesterday. Nigerian army cleared and brought in massive arms and ammunition yesterday through the Onne seaport in River. This intelligence got to them. So Nigerian army is moving more weapons to the southeast so that they can use that to kill innocent Igbos that are asking for the right to self-determination. Thank you so much for that update. Once again, we'll keep up our Peter Pan and the rest of the quiet listeners that refuse to comment, but they are there, we know them. And some of those that have run away to that Dagboru woman, some of them wants to come and still listen to people like us because they know our intelligence is just too high for that Dagboru woman. She will never come back and give us any interview because she knows that we're gonna ask her question that she cannot answer. Don't know about the labor, the liquor, àti that weary woman called like Ajakale virus woman. Ijaya muke, the Ajakale weary. Bomb bastard Dukboniti Abiola, the wife of the late, according to her, the wife of the late MK Abiola, came to destroy the movement along the line. How can you say you are bringing an interim government when we have Seyi Makinde as a governor? You have Sanwo-Olu and stupid idiot people think that you push them, you push all these bomb bastard politician that doesn't want to go. We are waiting, Andrew, waiting to see how you're going to bring this Adele in with a woman. You think everybody is as stupid, as nonentic, as nonsense as those diaspora and the Nigerians, Yoruba that are following you. Ori eti gbale, bomb bastard woman, Oloshi, talking nonsense from Mukiba Oluwole Bakari, talking nonsense from the cupboard of her house, thinking that we are stupid, Ṣebí ẹ̀yin ṣebí ẹni kẹ́ lọ wáṣẹ́, ẹ má bínú pé mo digress there, no verse my people. They say go and look for job, ireti.org. Look for job, look at the job. Where is the job there, Oloshi people? Where is the job that the woman promised you? Say we'll be looking, go and register for job. We're going to bring a job to you soon. Olosho woman. She go, we're going to bring a job. Where is the job that she's brought to you people? She says she's going to give you jobs. Where is the job? Where is the job? The way the woman, the powder put all over her face. Where is the job? This bastard woman lying every day. With Ijile, all these fraudsters that are pretending that they are running Yoruba Nation cause. It's just a matter of time. We are all alive. We are waiting to see how you want to, bring in this Adele nonsense that you're talking about. You think everybody is stupid, with Wale Ali and Black Devil and all these Ajakale Ati Kolotiti Yawiri. That one they can never stop mentioning my name. Cheap lies with no basis. I mean, how can you say you have a Yoruba nation? No war, no country talks about it apart from her alone. She's the one that will be the prime minister. She's the one that she thinks that she can control everybody, including every one of us. I mean, I don't understand how people bought into all these lies. We bought into it at the beginning, but we quickly realized that this woman is a bastard. Just like, the people in the doors now are doing the same thing. They are convincing the Biafrans. People think that Biafrans don't have the same issue. They have the same issue because the doors continue to convince them against the real autopilot. So even from the picture, hello picture, anytime you see that green picture of Nnamdi Kanu, those are the people that are following the dogs. They are not the autopilot. You know, how can you say even Biafra that have government in exile, they have not been able to hold on everything on the ground, even though we know that even if they say sit at home, they are sitting at home. Can this one say we should sit at home and everybody sit at home? And we have people buying into this nonsense. How can we be buying into this nonsense? You know, oh yes, everybody's, you know, we are in a hurry to have a nation. But say, I've talked. Let me tell you how United Nations operates. I listen to United Nations briefing every blessed day. Digress there. Let me give you the United Nations briefing as at yesterday. You know, and you see them there talking nonsense, lying against themselves. And you see, you know, Yoruba people that we thought that they are educated. And now we realize that they don't have any education on their head. Sorry about that, I have to, because I don't own that video as well. And I know the guy that owns it, you know, even the British airport that we showed the other day, they told me to, you know, to remove it. So I'm very careful not to use people's video, you know, especially when we are running, you know, this kind of program. Because my page is different from any other page. And we are I'm very, very careful. So I'm going to tell you what United Nations briefing is as at yesterday. Just give me a few minutes. I'm going to pull it out now. This is the United Nations briefing. Briefing. So, níbo ni wọ́n ti máa sọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá nation when there's no crisis in Nigeria? They are talking about crisis, but they are talking about crisis in Sudan and the Republic of Congo and some other topic. And I'm going to play that now while I'm going to stand up and go and prepare for my tea. You know, I've not done my tea. So that is how it operates. Yeah. Sometimes we just have to continue to mention it along the line so that, you know, we still have some people, especially on Agbalagba, you know, they believe in that nonsense, but we still have to talk about it once in a while. Thank you so much, Mr. Peter Oluwafuminiyi Oseyide George. So I want us to have an understanding of how United Nations operates. And this is how we're going to play that in a minute. But let's conclude with that man that was speaking, because we're just about a minute away. Even if they ask us to take down the video later, I will just tell them to mute this particular one. Let's listen to this guy finish, and then we'll go to United Nations.
But when they met in Abuja to take this reckless decision, they were scared to the marrow, all of them. They acted out of fear of the consequences of their own actions, fear of the consequences of their misrule, fear of the consequences that the masses in their country will rise up against them. And somehow, these West African leaders believed that if they could send soldiers to Niger and reverse the situation, it will put the fear of God in others who want to rebel against neo-colonial dictators. They are lying.
They are lying.
They are lying.
They are lying.
They don't understand the West African people.
People have now woke up. Our minds have changed from the lies, pit of lies that they've been telling us for a very long time. Maybe we should listen to this, and I'll come back on my seat so that Mel go do our tea to start with this morning. I'm going to remove my camera. So, this is how United Nations operates. Somebody come and tell you United Nations CCTV camera in Nigeria. Bomb bastard. Listen to this, and I'll be back on my seat in the next less than 10 minutes before the video runs down. This was yesterday's briefing. And the topic is Sudan, DRC, another topic. By the time the Woto hit very well on the ground in Nigeria, apart from the Niger and the Niger, the ECOWAS, but I'm talking about the self-determination. When the real Woto start, every day they'll be talking about us like this. Every day. So let's listen.
All right, I'll get started now. Good afternoon, everyone. This morning, Assistant Secretary General for Africa, Martha Ama Akia-Pobi, briefed the Security Council on the situation in Sudan. She said that the conflict continues to have immense repercussions on the country and its people, and emphasized that now is the time to end the senseless war and return to negotiations. Briefing the Council as well was Edem Wasornu, Director of Operations and Advocacy at the Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs. She said that the situation is particularly alarming in Khartoum, as well as Darfur and Kordofan regions. She added that 80% of hospitals across the country are not functioning, and that 14 million children in Sudan, half of all children in the country, need humanitarian support. Their remarks were shared with you. Also, in a statement issued earlier today, the humanitarian coordinator in Sudan, Clementine Kweta Salami, called on parties to the conflict to ensure safe passage for civilians fleeing the fighting. She warned that many people trapped by the violence have been unable, and in some cases actively prevented, from seeking safety elsewhere. Those that can flee are vulnerable to abuse, theft, and harassment. More than 4 million people have now fled the fighting inside Sudan or across the country's borders, according to the International Organization for Migration. That's more than 4 million people in less than 4 months. In the past week alone, more than 261,000 people were displaced by the conflict. And our peacekeeping colleagues in the Democratic Republic of the Congo are telling us that following Monday's attack on civilians by presumed members of the Codeco armed group in Largu, in Ituri province, MONUSCO evacuated 2 wounded civilians by helicopter to a hospital in Bunia. Together with the Congolese armed forces, the UN mission also facilitated transportation for another civilian to a local hospital to receive medical care. The mission further reports that UN peacekeepers and national security forces are continuing to protect civilians who sought shelter at the nearby Drodro camp for displaced people. They're also patrolling in the area. Meanwhile, in a separate incident on Monday, UN peacekeepers also deployed to the Savo site for displaced people. In this location close to Jugu, in Ituri, they responded to alerts from the community over the alleged presence of Codeco members nearby. No incident was reported. We have an update from the Central African Republic. At a press conference in Bangui today, our peacekeeping mission, MONUSCO, announced that it is handing over newly renovated facilities to Central African authorities to house that country's first permanent military tribunal and National Commission for Border Management. This support is in line with the mission's mandate to support national security sector reform. Meanwhile, the mission also provided an update on last week's attack by an unknown armed group on the village of Diki.
So you can see this is how, Moki Mami wa comfort. Good morning to Mr. Deshola. We're live. This is Koikimedia. Mr. Musa saying, well done, the last man standing. I told you this is how we talk about on the international and diplomacy. There's what I call diplomacy. There's what I call engagement. There's rules of engagement, and sometimes in Africa, there's nothing called rules of engagement. So the current situation that is being played out, as we know right now in Nigeria, there will not be rules of engagement when the war starts between the J and ECOWAS. So if you think that they will listen to, even Russia is not going through the rule of engagement, we know that. Ukraine is not doing the rule of engagement, not to talk about Africa. So one thing everybody must understand is there is a process for everything. And what you're listening to in the last less than 3 minutes is the United Nations briefing. So Taban Sofan Mukiba David Adegoke, you must understand that there's a until 2 people are fighting. That is the role of United Nations. United Nations is not there to give you a country. They don't give country. They don't declare a country. You have to go and do what you ask to be done. Tell your people that you want to go. Tell your people, encourage them to support it. Wow. And this is what we are saying every day. We are encouraging more people to get the understanding, to know more about Yoruba Nation, to talk about it, to discuss it on different platforms, even if it's the smallest thing you can do. But for somebody to come and tell you, oh, I have a job, and they created a website and they say, oh, I'm a Puyinishe, and I've come out to say that this is a lie. When I was saying that, you all said no. Now the question is in order. When you're looking for a proper job, you will find out from the job center. The job center here tells you that you can find a job. The job is there. It's under, I've taken you down that route before. It's called job center. When we have our country, we will have job center across the world. I mean, across the Yoruba territory, in different provinces. So there's different job center. And the way you can find all this information is from the government website. Dupa Oritiri does not even have a website that link the Yoruba Ominira that they're talking about. She doesn't have a website that links Ominira as a country IP address. Do you know what is an IP address? This is 123. Good morning. Every country must have their own IP address. The UK one is called gov.uk. That shows that is the government of UK. Anything coming out from that website or from that gov.uk implies, how can you say you have a country and you don't have your own code of telephone code? The moment we declare a Yoruba nation, we must have our own telephone code. We will not be using the +234 anymore. There's a lot that needs to be put in place. You can't just come and tell, buffoons like those listening to you, that must have one particular country. There's a lot of work that needs to be put in place, and she seems to be the one that wants to run the show alone on herself. Oh, I don't want to do with Baba Akintoye. And every time they say Baba Akintoye is doing something dudu, I keep asking, what is dudu? We are Yoruba people. Nǹkan dúdú la máa ń lò tẹ́lẹ̀ náà. That is our tradition. Is it not the Oyibo? Do you know that the Oyibo people factor everything that we do and put it in a way that it is no longer like the nǹkan dúdú? So when they say Baba the bunker, Baba no nǹkan dúdú, you can realize that these are non-nantic people that have lived in Europe and America that doesn't have any understanding of how the real world works. The way the real world works is what I'm showing you now. This is how United Nations will present it when the woto start, either between Biafra and Nigeria or Yoruba and Nigeria. This is how they'll be giving you the briefing. And somebody just come and say, I have declared Yoruba nation. I have now got this nation. And every day you can see United Nations, they're giving different update, daily briefing. This was yesterday, 17 hours ago. But we have not got to the stage where United Nations will be talking about the self-determination people. And like I told you yesterday, we are not the only one asking for the right to self-determination. The Welsh people, every day they are posting on their Twitter. As at 1 hour ago, or as at yesterday, look at what they posted. They are talking about their right to self-determination every day. Look at it, 19 hours ago. I showed you this one yesterday. Can't wait to be an independent so we don't have to deal with this crap anymore. Who is the crap they're talking about? They're talking about, the UK, England, the Westminster that is controlling them. So all this is why we are saying that, yes, she cannot do it alone on herself, but she doesn't seem to understand that message. And she's factoring nonsense and saying, my baby, job at the you can say this is a job center where you can have it on our fully. This is what Nigeria is meant to have. The Nigerian government is have to everybody go and apply for a job. But don't come and tell us this nonsense, .org. I expect them to be using, not .org, but the Yoruba Ominira IP address, website address. You can see the difference. UK is using .gov.uk and they are using .org. So you just keep asking, how did people bought into these lies? Even after we have debunked it, we have told you it's all lies. Even me, sir, we have a small person, sir, I get website, we did in full operation, All these is lies, but again, it's up to people that still want to listen to that nonsense. Benny, they're themselves not running after herbalists. She got a grandma comfort. So yeah, she's not recognized in the international, but it's just that when we talk about her, it's only when people knows about her. Nobody knows about her. So let's come back again and listen more while I'm sipping a bit of my tea at the background here. How United Nations daily briefing happens in situation happening around the world. So let's go back again, and I think I should switch so that my mouth is not coming out. Let me bring out. I'm going to mute my mic now. Let's go back into it now. But if you recognize, she's not even recognized in our local government. Let's leave her alone for now. Let's come back to the reality.
About 140 kilometers from Mandele in the Bamingui-Bangoran prefecture. Yesterday, a joint mission made up of UN peacekeepers and Central African security forces arrived in the village to assess the situation, and we can report that it is calm. The mission also announced its support to an investigation by national security forces into the incident, in which 13 civilians were killed. We have a quick update on Ukraine. The humanitarian coordinator, Denise Brown, today visited Pokrovsk in the Donetsk region, where 36 hours ago, 2 massive strikes left dozens of civilians, including children, killed and injured. She noted that in addition to homes, a playground was completely destroyed. Ms. Brown met with local authorities to determine how much more humanitarian support is needed. As mentioned yesterday, our partners have immediately mobilized assistance for survivors. The Secretary General sent a message today to mark the 78th anniversary of the atomic bombing of Nagasaki. He said that we mourn those killed, whose memory will never fade, and we recognize the brave Hibakusha, whose powerful and harrowing testimonies will forever stand as a reminder that we must achieve a world free of these inhumane weapons. The Secretary General said that despite the terrible lessons of 1945, humanity now confronts a new arms race in which nuclear weapons are being used as tools of coercion. He said that we will not sit idly by as nuclear-armed states race to create even more dangerous weapons. The full statement is online. You will have seen that yesterday we issued a statement in which the Secretary General welcomed the understanding reached this week by the United Nations and the government of Syria on the continued use for the next 6 months of the Bab al-Hawa border crossing to deliver humanitarian assistance to millions of people in need in northwest Syria. The Secretary General also welcomed Syria's extension of its authorization for the UN to use the Bab al-Salam and al-Rai border crossings for an additional 3 months, as well as its consent to cross the lines within Syria at Sarmada and Sarakib for the delivery of assistance for the next 6 months. Turning to Yemen, the Special Envoy of the Secretary General for Yemen, Hans Grunberg, concluded a 2-day visit to Riyadh, where he met with the President of Yemen's Presidential Leadership Council, Rashad al-Alimi, along with other council members in Riyadh. They discussed ongoing mediation efforts to agree on measures to improve living conditions, implement a nationwide ceasefire, and resume an inclusive Yemeni-owned political process under UN auspices to reach a sustainable political settlement. In Riyadh, Special Envoy Grunberg met with Saudi Ambassador to Yemen, Mohammed Al-Jaber, to explore ways to enhance cooperation between regional and international stakeholders to support Yemen's progress towards a political solution. Following a week-long suspension of services in Ain el-Hilwa camp in Lebanon due to armed clashes, the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine Refugees in the Near East, known as UNRWA, has now resumed its operation within the camp. The agency reported that Health Center 2 was reopened today. Sanitation laborers have commenced clearing streets of piled-up garbage and disinfecting less affected areas. Working in partnership with various stakeholders, the agency is preparing to conduct assessments and clear remnants of war from the affected zones once these become accessible. And just to flag that Dorothy Klaus, Director of UNRWA Affairs in Lebanon, will be the noon briefing guest tomorrow and will speak about the situation in Ain el-Hilwa. She visited the camp today to oversee the situation and the partial reinstatement of the agency's operations. And today is the International Day of the World's Indigenous Peoples, and the theme is youth. In his message, the Secretary General says that young...
I love that part, the Indigenous Peoples Day. I love that part. So that means that there are people known as indigenous people. I actually love that particular part that it talked about the indigenous people. Very, very good point. Who are the indigenous people? Àwọn wo ló ń pè ní indigenous people. Once again, a very good morning to all our viewers, our listeners. I'm going to bring my camera back in. Let's talk about that particular angle. Indigenous people. Àwọn wo ni indigenous people? How do we identify indigenous people? Okay, TikTok. That's the reason why I don't like putting it in front of the camera, because if you see the screen, it picks other things and it tells me violation or whatever. So we have to wait for another 6 minutes before we can go live on TikTok. Who are the indigenous people? I'm going to open the phone line as well. So I'm just going to be switching things around. Koikimedia Instagram. I'm going to be using a different phone now. So bear with me as I'm preparing that. Who are the indigenous people? Okay, my brother, comrade Shegun says same culture. Owolabi Azeez Mokinyi, same worldview. Because we had indigenous people just about a few minutes ago. So I'm asking now everybody, and I think if you also want to come and tell me the indigenous people, please come up and tell us indigenous people. I think I have a brother that is also. There's a lot of people when we say Simon, don't think it's the same Simon Ekpa. Almost all the Biafra now they're bearing Simon Ekpa. So I think I have a brother Simon. I'll just say Simon. Go ahead and unmute yourself. Who are the indigenous people? We had the United Nations talked about indigenous people. So that means there are people known as indigenous people. Who are the indigenous people? Who, when we say indigenous people, who are the indigenous people? Unmute the mic and let's hear from you. While I'm just preparing to do some switch over. Let me bring my camera in quickly because I want people to see my face. Because sometimes when people don't see our face, they're like, Koiki, where's your face? So who are the indigenous people? Okay, it seems that person is not talking. I'm going to open the phone line, Mumbo, but I need to switch. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead now. I can hear you.
Yeah, my brother, I just want to greet you.
Okay, okay.
All right. Question the indigenous people are the people that are living in West Africa, and these British colonial vandals, they are terrorists that lump them together to suffer them and then to steal their resources for their own benefit. These are the indigenous people.
Okay.
And from the Biafra side, we are fighting our best to liberate ourselves from their shackles.
Okay.
And with God Elohim, we are already at the verge of liberating ourselves.
Okay.
Thank you very much for the good work, and we are all with you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother.
Wow.
Pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure having you as well. We've heard about indigenous people. Dizzy123 on Instagram say, on Twitter say, on YouTube say, we are indigenous people. When we heard that word indigenous people right now, how do we feel? Because it seems that some Yoruba people are saying, we are not indigenous people, we are Nigerians. And that has been where we are having clash and, problem with some of them. Like I said, I'm going to be moving us into a new phone now, those of you on Koikimedia, because I want to take calls now. It might be new. So let's start the new one straight away and then end the old one, as we say. We are still live. My name is Olami Koiki. Yeah, go ahead. Indigenous people. Who are the indigenous people? Okay. 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 Okay.
I speak Yoruba very well because I live in this Western region.
Okay. Okay. So does it mean that because you speak Yoruba very well, you speak Efik, you speak Igbo, but you still believe that you have your own ethnicity, you are an indigenous of a particular part in what is known as Nigeria today? If I'm right, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's exactly why I told you that I am a Biafran.
Okay.
And I speak my Biafran.
Okay.
And I can speak Igbo
okay.
very well.
Okay.
And I understand very well.
Okay.
I can speak Yoruba very well.
Wow.
I understand Yoruba very well.
Okay.
And other language
Okay.
language that I speak very well. So I love people.
Wow. Interesting. So who are Nigerians? Who are Nigerians?
Nigerian, I would say Nigerian is just belief. They are foreigners. Nigerian is just belief.
Okay. Okay.
Just believe to us as a people. We come together. Indigenous people, they might them together. The Biafran,
okay.
the Yoruba, and the Hausa.
Okay.
Otherwise, that's because they might them together and give them that name called Nigeria.
Okay.
So in Nigeria, there's no in Nigeria. That's my own personal view. Not
okay.
In Nigeria.
So what you're saying that there's no indigenous person in Nigeria.
There's no indigenous person in Nigeria. Indigenous people are Yorubas.
Okay.
Biafra, and Yalewa.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. All right. Let's go to all right. Let's go to Mr. Olaniran. Let's hear from you, Mr. Olaniran. I can see the message. Mommy, wa comfort Ologunja. I'm aware that the rally is coming up tomorrow, next month, from the what we are told. There's a lot that these children put on this phone, and sometimes it comes up with something else. So September, I know there's a rally coming up at the United Nations, but you're talking about the rally in for the carnival. So we're gonna have to look into that and see how we can. We did one last year, even though last year we got caught up in the midst of so many people. Maybe we can plan it better so that we do not have the same situation where we almost lost everybody during that rally. Yeah. All right, I'm coming. Go and tell her. Mr. Olaniran, go ahead. Let's hear from you slightly before we. The line is open. If you want to call in as well, the number is on the screen: +44 74 044 05917. And I welcome everyone that have joined us back again on our Instagram. Go ahead, Mr. Olaniran. Let's hear from you, sir.
Okay. Moki, Mr. Koiki, and I greet Biafrans. Moki go ẹ̀yin ọmọ Odùduwà kò sẹ́ni bọ̀ tó bá ń pèrè ní Nàìjíríà because Nigeria, anybody tó pèrè tó bá pèrè Nigeria, which means bóyá ọkọ̀ London ọdún fàníyàn nǹkan tẹ́ bèrè pé Indigenous people and anybody wey say him be Nigeria, so make you know say that's you know be the Indigenous people because Nigeria no get Indigenous people. Nigeria, that name is a company name. So na like this it take be. The time when the European terrorist people come here, when they buy people as slave. So anybody where them buy, I just use this one, the show example. Anybody where them buy as slave, then get the right to name the slave any name where they want name the slave. So and now, if you that name, they send one terrorist European man, call him Flora Shaw. Now he can name Nigeria. So which means the man don't already buy the whole land, don't buy Hausa land, Igbo land, Yoruba land, he don't buy both people this how they call themselves Nigeria. He don't buy them, he can call them Nigeria. So and if you go look what Nigeria mean for that man we name them Nigeria language. Because you say you match exactly what I just explained now. Because as I talk now, if you go check the meaning of Nigeria, to make an day easy for you, just put IA for one side, then check the meaning of Niger. Because if you put IA in the front of Niger, you go get Nigeria. So check the meaning of Niger in their language and make you come back and tell me what it mean. Because Niger mean black and black, check what it black mean for their language. So which means they don't buy everywhere. So those people wey dem put for there, say wey dem call them government, and dem be their agent wey dem dey use dey manipulate people because dem will need all the material wey go dey come their house side and dem will people wey dem don name them Nigeria. So you are not the indigenous people of Nigeria. You are the slave, indigenous slave of Nigeria. So we, the son and daughter of Oduduwa, we will reject this terrorist people name. We are the Oduduwa land. So now that's the indigenous people. Now what's maybe that. So right. I will stop.
Okay. Thank you so much. Once again, a very good afternoon to those of you that have joined us. We are still live. We just heard from the United Nations briefing that led to this conversation. Who is a indigenous people? Maybe we should hear that again. You can see the Welsh people say, every day when I wake up, I thank Lord that I am a Welsh. Are we thanking Lord that we are Biafrans, we are Hausas, we are Kanuris, we are Fulanis? Are we thanking Lord that we are who we are rather than trying to pretend that we are who we are not? Because many people are still living in denial that they are not, some people know that they are definitely not who they say they are, but again, they don't want to accept the fact that Nigeria is not a country. Thank you so much. As we continue to do this comparison, we are also aware that people are saying it is time now that we come back into our outing. Babaki Toye actually said that. If everybody remember that it is important that we start thinking of not just sitting down alone in the Zoom, in this kind of conversation. We must be out again doing what we can do, especially to continue to create the awareness. Because if we are not creating awareness, some people think that Ati wa pẹ̀lú Tinubu, that we are now part of Tinubu. That's why we are not coming out. Now that Tinubu is there, nobody is coming out for Yoruba Nation anymore. Everybody is now like, and I'm sure some people have been saying that anyway. So for us to avoid this kind of situation, Baba Akintoye said it. I didn't say so. I am not the leader of the movement. I go in line with what they say. And everybody heard him. And I think we need to maybe have the world media and all other media as well with Baba to come out officially and say it in a way that everybody will get the message. It's not just in UK, around the world, not in Dubai. We know that Dubai don't allow you guys to do rally and all that, and we don't want to put you in problem. But for us in UK, America, Canada, it is important. But I'm aware because I was in a meeting, Palau Mega Rally, and they are already at the stage 2 of where we're going to hold the next meeting. The next meeting will then lead to a press conference that will announce officially the upcoming United Nations rally that is coming up as well, which everybody is aware of. So that is also, I can tell us. So there is a lot of people that are asking, what more can we do? All I can say is that apart from what we are doing right now, we still have a lot to do, especially to educate the people. Ishodara said, if you share the same cultural group and the same ancestry tie to the land, maybe we should listen to something Nnamdi Kanu said, because he actually gave us, something to what we are discussing. Shout out to my wife, shout out to my children, shout out to my mom, shout out to every one of you that are listening to us. What is the meaning of Nigeria? Let's listen to Nnamdi Kanu.
Excuse Mr. African. What is the meaning of the word Nigeria? Is it an African name? Is Nigeria an African name? It means nigger. Niger means nigger. In French, nigger is a Latin word. In French, it is called Niger. It means black. That's the meaning of it. Even yesterday, one of your musicians, Nigga Raw, changed his name to Mr. Raw. Why? Because in America, he went to Apple and said to Apple, I cannot sell my music. He's a Nigerian artist. A zoo artist, I should say. He said to them, why are you not selling my music? They said, you cannot answer this name here. He said, but this thing means nigger. Nigger means Niger. Niger Raw. That's what I answer. They said, no. Here is an offensive word. Remove it. He changed only yesterday to Mr. Raw. Change his name. Is the name Nigeria African? The answer is no. What is driving me mad is this. Who created Nigeria?
Okay. That is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu giving us a background. What is Nigeria? Okay, let's agree that we didn't know all this thing before. Just for argument's sake. Let's just say, so now that we know it, why is it that some people are still adamant to keep Nigeria? Don't worry, the noise of the baby crying is not in this house. It's from outside, and I can't do anything to that because I believe that is beyond me, but I'm sure the baby is doing very well. Whoever is crying outside, so it's not from this house. Why is it difficult for our people to get the message that we are non-Nigerians? What can we do more to convince people? Who is a Nigerian? Who is a Nigerian? And how do we stop telling people that we are non-Nigerians? So, Mr. Simon, I've just raised his hand there. Go ahead, let's hear from you.
Yes, my brother.
Go ahead.
This nigger area is created by British terrorist vandals. It is a terrorist construct of racists. It's a racist name because of the hatred they have for the children of God located in this contraption called nigger area. That is why that harlot, the prostitute that later became his wife, that's Flora Shaw herself, the beast, gave that name to, dehumanize the children of God located in Akebulon. Akebulon is the actual name for the racist name they gave Africa. They called Africa. Akebulon means Eden, located in Biafra land, that the Europeans, the terrorist Europeans now changed to Africa, which means evil. Everything bad is the same thing they did to the people by changing their name to Zoo, called Niger area. If you check the meaning of Africa, it has the same connotation with Nigeria. It is a racist construct. We should stop using that name, Africa. Our name is Akebulon, or rightfully put Eden. It is a terrorist racist construct. So my brother Koiki, continue with the good work we are doing. Elohim, we continue to strengthen you. No weapon, no MI6 or M5 will see you. If they could not see our leader, Mazena, they cannot see you. So our freedom is at hand. We are already at the verge of liberating ourselves, and no demon can stop it.
Amen.
Nigeria is a dead name. We will bury it alive. Me myself speaking to you, my name is William St. William Iberimanistic. We are going to bury you alive. This period, not even tomorrow. You see what is happening now. I told my people last year that the sit at home we are doing,
yes,
that time he was testing the microphone. That when we start,
I love that one. He's testing the microphone.
Yeah, just hold on. Everywhere we feel the party. And after the that room, those that are standing up will use their tongue to count their teeth, including America, Britain, everywhere. They will feel the heat, not even only in Africa. Okay. And you can see what is happening now. That is to tell you that Elohim is in charge. And most of us have seen this more than 15 years ago. I saw it in 2015 when God said He has given us freedom. But because people was, myopic and preoccupied by corruption, as he want to loot more than Abasanjo, the thief. So he forgot to liberate the children of God in Africa. So, but God told me that I shouldn't worry that he was going to send his own son to come and do it. And his son told us that he is going to lead this battle from the front. So I'm supposed to be leaving Abuja, but I cannot leave Abuja when my Savior is here to lead the battle. So I'm here, even if it requires human sacrifice. I will walk down to that altar, just like Isaac walked with his father Abraham for sacrifice. I will walk myself for this sacrifice to be slaughtered so that Biafra will come. We are not prevaricating for an iota. We are not shaking, and we are not afraid of these Umokoko that call themselves SSS. They are all charlatans and criminals, masquerading themselves as unknown gunmen, wearing masks, preventing lawyers from getting access into the court. But this time around, they will see the force of God, and then they will marvel. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you so much. Wow. The line is open as we are still asking the question, the pertinent question about Nigerians, how the creation and why we should continue in that, format to be known as Nigeria rather than as the real 350 ethnic groups locked in together. Olaniran wants to speak as well. Go ahead. You've raised your hand. And the line is open. Friend Tebape join as well. And there's still more discussion going on. And I say good morning, good afternoon from wherever you're watching the live transmission. We're back again on the TikTok after we were suspended for just about a few minutes. We are no longer showing them apart from my face alone. Go ahead, Olaniran. Let's hear from you, sir.
Okay. You ask another question again. Say, how can we let our people know that they are not in Nigeria?
Yes.
Okay. Well, as I did for you now, so I want make people know now, say they don't be Nigeria. So unless if you want to lie for yourself, make you die. Because okay now, if you say you be Nigeria and you say you go school, you are educated, you go your university, now you educate pass. Okay, if I ask you where you say you be Nigeria now, say what in Nigeria mean in your language? If you know the answer, if you know the answer me what it means that one means say all the school where you go, all the education, everything where you go, everything they useless. And even though you don't know, you still follow me there, which means you say you dey useless by yourself. You say you be useless person. So because you have to know the meaning of the country, the name of your language, country where you carry for, where you usually represent yourself. Because they ask you outside and say, this your Nigeria, say what do you mean for your language? You know the answer. What's that turn you to more? So you have to know the meaning of that Nigeria. What do you mean? For who name you Nigeria? Where you come from? How come you get power to name you? How powerful you be? We say can't name a lot of people the whole language. Name them Nigeria. And what does that Nigeria mean for the man language, for that terrorist man language? What do you mean? Before you go say you be Nigeria, before you come carry yourself say you be Nigeria and they go into politics, go all this kind of people where they call themselves Nigeria, what do you say then they into politics? They do them because of money. They don't say all this is not lie, but because of say they won't collect money, that's why they brainwash all of you. They say you be Nigeria. So if you not gain anything from there, you just ordinary workers. Why you want to kill yourself on top of something we don't know about? So no matter anything what you do, all this way you go everything. If you see the claim say you be Nigeria, no the meaning, you will be useless person. If you all those things, all those things now waste. All of them are waste because you must know exactly what you represent. Like your name now, they ask you what is your name. Then what you go answer. But if they ask you say, what is the meaning of this your name, sir? You know the answer. That's why the European terrorist people they come here start to change everybody's name. People will come from Arab country, come here, start to change their name so that we not go to know ourselves again. We not go to know where we come from again. So like me as I did here now. My name Nadari. If they ask me, say, what's the meaning of it? I will give them perfect answer. But you cannot, you don't answer. You represent yourself. So you know what?
All right. All right. Please mute yourself there. All right. Let's mute everyone. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I think I've muted them there. We have a caller that is coming on the line here. Let's go straight to the caller, and I say good morning, sir, and welcome to the program. Ekabo Soreto.
God bless you, my brother.
You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, indigenous people.
Yes.
Obey discrimination.
Okay.
Indigenous is an adjective. Qualify the people. Where indigenous, these are the people that originated from a particular place, particular geographical location. That they are speaking, they understand themselves.
Okay.
They speak the same thing. Nobody can cheat anybody.
Okay.
They originated from a particular place, from a particular region. So these people, they speak the same language.
Okay.
Their culture.
Okay.
Nobody can cheat anybody from that language. When the language there may be a little different, like for instance, like Yoruba now. We have Ijebu, we have Ekiti, we have so, but there is no way you can speak anything in your language that I will not hear.
Okay.
The way you pronounce it may differ. So these are the indigenous people of that land. Okay. So when you are talking about Nigeria, Nigeria is just like when you say Adaluewa, Aladalu. Now in this Adalu now, when you are eating Adalu, don't put any Adalu ewa. So bá jẹ kòkòrò ńbẹ, tó bá sù ẹni àti sọ fún ẹ pé Adalu ló ń pè. Tó bá jẹ lọ tó bá jẹ òkúta tó ní gbàgà. Wàá yọ òkúta yẹn ní léwu because ó ti pè fún ẹ ní Adalu. Because Adalu ẹwà ó kàn kí àgbàdo, ó kàn tẹ ẹyin ẹwà, ó lè rí kòkòrò, ó lè rí òkúta, ó lè rí igbó, ó lè rí ìgònú ẹ. So Adalu ẹwà ló pè. So Nigeria is an Adalu ẹwà. Wherever it is a formula from some people, they gather together. Àwọn èrò, ọ̀nà pè ní èrò. When you say people are èrò, you can meet anybody there. So Nigeria is just èrò, populate ni wọ́n. which you can meet anybody, any other me, you can meet anybody. But when you are talking about the indigene of a place, ọmọ ìlú yẹn ni, ọmọ ibẹ̀ yẹn ni, ọmọ ilẹ̀ yẹn ni. So he has everything. He has every right. He speaks the same thing. Oh, le shit here. Oh, there ni any other prayer she lo do law. If I get poor person, oh, me right to do law. So that is God bless you, my brother.
Thank you so much. Well, we are discussing the indigenous people because we had that. Maybe some of you are just joining us. We are still live. The number is the same, studio number. Let's hear again from the Sudan. The briefing from the United Nations led us to that discussion. Let me take it back one step. Let's hear again from what he actually said, because it seems that maybe some of us do not understand the meaning of indigenous people.
And the partial reinstatement of the agency's operations. And today is the International Day of the World's Indigenous Peoples. And
today, which was yesterday, is known as the International Day of the Indigenous People. International Day. Okay, it's already there. I see if I Google brings it up, and you can see right there in front of you. International Day of the World Indigenous People. Can somebody come and help me? Can we literally say that we can celebrate Nigerians as International Day? Or can we say it is the indigenous people that is in there that can be celebrated? Or maybe I didn't put it out the way you want to hear it. How do you think we should manage this? The indigenous people. We've been talking that there's nothing called Nigeria, but we are told that there's something called Nigeria. We just have to be patient. So the question is, how much more patient do we need to do? Go ahead, my brother. Shalom and good afternoon and welcome to the live transmission, sir.
Oh, shalom. So, I greet both people on Yoruba. Yeah, I just want to add to what Martin African what he said, because ó ṣe pàtàkì ká mọ nǹkan tí Nàìjíríà ní. So, and in African, he has already told us. But go ahead and say, I like to go, Bíbélì. Because I will just give me permission, I'm going to read the scripture now.
Go ahead, sir.
Hello?
Go ahead, we can hear you. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. So I'm going to read the scripture. Just share with it. We will read the book of Acts. The book of Acts. Bear with me, please. Because in the book of Acts, chapter 13, the book of Acts, chapter 13, verse 1. Now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon that was called Niger, then I-G-E-R. Niger just means area in a Koikimedia Greek or Latin. Just mean black. But Tabafi I-A-N-E in Greek means area. Nigeria, black area. So I want to talk about the people called us Nigeria, they knew who we are, that we are the people of God. And the meaning of Nigeria just means black area. So this is why the book of Jeremiah, Jeremiah chapter 14, verse 2. Also we say Judah, Yoruba ni Judah, mourning and the gate thereof language, they are black unto the ground. Black just means, okay, and we will not pay dudu, and we not pay black. So, àwọn funfun wọn mọ gbogbo àwọn nǹkan wọ̀nyí, but wọ́n fi èrú gba ìbùkún lọ́wọ́ wa ni. So, nǹkan tí it was a very perfect question. Martin African was asking, okay, who called you Nigeria? What is our name before they called us Nigeria? So our people, even our professors who study in abroad, they never ask that question. Why is it that they don't ask that common question?
Let me ask you a question. why is it difficult for us to go back to where we were before that word nigger, that word Nigeria? Why is it proving difficult? Why is it like, we are finding it difficult láti padà sí where we were before 1914 amalgamation? Why is that so difficult? Is there a problem that the world doesn't want us to go back? Is there something that there's significant spiritually? Is there something that when we go back to that who we were from our great-great-grandfather, would that be a conflict of interest to the new world that we are living? Or is it just that we should forget about whoever we were before 1914 and we should just focus, even though we know yesterday was called International Day of World Indigenous People according to the United Nations. And the United Nations stated, before I come back again to you, indigenous youth as agent of change for self-determination, violations of the right of the world's indigenous people have become a persistent problem. Persistent problem. Go ahead, my brother.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, from the question, before you go to the United Nations, okay, our problem is spiritual. Okay? Because the scripture said in the book of Jeremiah 17, also, and thou, even thyself, me and you, and every one of us, we discontinue from our heritage. We know the meaning of heritage. We will discontinue from our heritage. This is what Eledumare is saying. Only and thou, even thyself, you, Mr. Koikimedia, that I'm sitting here in Ambikan, every one of us will discontinue from our heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thy enemies. Who are we serving? Who are we paying tax to? Who is coming to take our natural resources? It's the most Eledumare who send them against us. Because after when it again, aláti mọ ẹni tá a jẹ́ ká padà síbi tá a ti ń bọ̀. Wọ́n ní tíwájú ọba ṣe lọ, ẹ̀yìn á ṣe padà sí. But we are always talking about the white people. And Ọlọ́run sọ pé, don't envy the oppressor. The white man is the one oppressing us. We can just take from what is happening in Niger now today. Okay? The military came to stand for the people, the voice of the people. So, okay, yeah, they don't want the president anymore. Now France is saying, no. Because of the interest of the white people, because whether French, America, UK, all of them are of the same father. All of them have one interest in Africa, the children of God, to destroy us and take our natural resources. That is their motive. So the God said He's the one that is sending them against us. Not until when we realize who we are. This is why this question, what are we called before they call us Nigeria? The white man knows who we are. They know who we are. The Arab man, they knew who we are. The Chinese people knew who we are. Then our local. It's already go by going to in West African state. This is why what is happening in West Africa is very important. And the white people, they are nervous of what is happening in West Africa today. So we are the Israelites. That's just it. And like the origin wa. Àwa ni wọ́n pè ní ẹlẹ́yà èèyàn dúdú. Yorùbá dẹ́ the head of all the children of Israel. Ọ̀pá ìṣẹ̀kọ̀ ní kúrò lọ́wọ́ Judah. So gbogbo eléyìí ni àwọn funfun náà mọ̀. Àwọn láti padà sí orísun wa. Tábà padà sí because Ọlọ́run fún one time. Time yẹn ló ti fẹ́ expire yìí. Ó kàn fún one chance sí. Káwọn èèyàn máa béèrè question yẹn. Ká mọ ibi tá a fẹ́ bọ́ sí. It's not so. Majority of our people will be destroyed. And one thing I want to say, because I heard some people saying that, okay, the world is going to an end. The world will never end. Okay? Because the earth abided forever. This earth we are living is going to stay forever. Then when they say the world is ending, the word that is ending is talking the word, which is in Greek, which is a cosmos. Okay? Because when we look at about the definition of world, okay, it just means people who have a common thing together. For example, if I talk about third world country, when they say third world country, they are looking on Africa. When we say Western world, we are looking at Europe, America. Because they have something in common. When we say third world country, okay, they have something in common. There's insecurity, they are poor, that's it. But when we say Western world, we are talking about who? We are talking about the Europe, America, Australia. When we say the world of football or the world of sport is because, When we hear the word world, it's the world of the present people ruling, the white people that is coming to an end. So this is what they don't want people to join. No, but they want everybody to come to their doomsday. It's the white people God wants to destroy. They know it. They know this, but this is why they are fighting for Africa. Professor Lumumba always did some programs. Don't talk about, okay, yeah, the Europeans are fighting for Africa. Africa is a cake on the table of the Europeans. 1886, when they did Berlin Conference, now they are bringing it back to life. Now what they want to do is that they want to genocide us. This is why they brought now the Russian-Ukraine war down to West Africa. Because they know the people in West Africa are the children of Israel, excluding the Fulani. Fulani is not our people. We have to know that one. Fulani are not our people. And the British, American, and all of them, they knew that Fulani are not our people. This is why, they put the Fulani that is the hand of the British to keep manipulating us. Because Oshe Pataki, Alatimo, and we are not Nigeria. We are either Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, Bini, Ashanti,
Kanuri.
All this. Kanuri, thank you. And when it's a journey, you have to
Okay.
So it's already what you money because to me here on video call, one not pay Yibo only from the tribe of God. Yibo is like a watchman for the kingdom of God. Yes. Only the Yoruba God will save Yoruba first. Nítorí ẹni pé àwọn funfun wọn bẹ̀rù Yorùbá ju nǹkan míì lọ. Nǹkan kan lónìí àwọn ọba wa, àwọn president wa, àwọn olórí yẹn náà ń lò. Tó fi mú wa mọ́lẹ̀. Tábà ti lè jẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn olórí wa ìyẹn tó pè lọ bá àwọn kiri wọn yẹn. Yorùbá máa bọ̀.
So àwọn balẹ̀ Yorùbá are used to suppress us down because àwọn lẹ́ẹ̀kọ́ máa ṣe gbogbo campaign yìí. I mean, I should not be here be telling people that we are Yoruba people when we have Oba that knows everything that I'm talking about.
Yeah, of course, that's the fact. But you don't forget, I read something in the scripture. Jeremiah 17 verse 4. Ọlọ́run sọ pé we will discontinue from our heritage. Tí bá tẹ̀ sọ àṣírí kan tó wà ń bẹ̀. Tó fẹ́ ṣẹlẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ìjọba bá ríra lójúkojú I will say it. Because ọlọ́run ọmọ jẹ́ kí gbogbo àwọn ọba wọn yẹn àwọn church leader tó ń pè ní Adébóyè Oyèdépọ̀ gbogbo àwọn ọmọ wọn because ọlọ́run fẹ́ pa gbogbo wọn run because gbogbo wọn yẹn àwọn tí wọ́n ti wà tẹ́lẹ̀ náà nìyẹn tí wọ́n ta àwọn èèyàn wọn. So àṣírí ni gbogbo àwọn kìíní.
Okay.
So gbogbo nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ wọ́n kidnap àwọn church member of Redeemed Church. Kí ni Adébóyè ṣe? Kí ló sọ? Because they are in the game, they know what is about to happen. They are playing the game for the British and for the white race. Nǹkan tí kò tí ń yẹ àwọn èèyàn wa nìyẹn, Ọlọ́run ò fún wa ní religion. Ìṣẹ̀ṣe l'Ẹlẹ́dùmarè gbélé wa lọ́wọ́. Though I read from the Bible ń ṣe ìwé Kìrìsìtẹ́nì. Kì í ṣe ìwé gidi gbogbo àwọn ni àwọn èèyàn Ẹlẹ́dùmarè tó wà bẹ́ẹ̀ dúdú ni gbogbo wọn àwọn irúnmọlẹ̀ dúdú ni wọ́n.
Okay.
So ó ṣe pàtàkì láti mọ ẹni what is that.
So that means the whole thing is to continue to subjugate every one of us, especially àwọn ìrànmọ́ aládé tó wà nílé. Because people seems not to get this message, they're just thinking it's a joke, when we come out and say we are not Nigerians. I mean, and yet, International World Day, International Day of World Indigenous People. So, kilo mean?
Yeah.
I mean, when they say they're celebrating it, and I am here now saying I am indigenous person, and they say, no, we know you are indigenous person, but remain in Nigeria, there's no problem with that.
Yeah. Okay, you see, the International Day for World Indigenous People. You know that there's a saying that says Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Okay, Black History Month. So what is the difference from World Indigenous People? The first person God created is ẹni tó wà Yorùbá ni. Nítorí ẹ̀dá ṣe ń pe Yorùbá lọ́mọ aládé. Àwọn wọ́n mọ gbogbo yẹn. World Indigenous People is the Yorùbá. Ẹni tó wà Yorùbá tó jẹ́ ọmọ kẹjọ ọmọ Jacob tó wà bàbá àwọn Ìgbò ológun lòun náà tó ti yé Mr. Koiki òun dẹ̀ ni Ọlọ́run sọ pé òun ni watchtower Ipe tí danger bá ń bọ̀, òun tó máa dúró, tó máa sọ pé ogun ń bọ̀, ẹ dìde, iṣẹ́ tó lọ fún ọ̀gá àdìníyàn wọ́n ní Nnamdi Kanu àni Simon Ekpa ń ṣe. Náà Simon Ekpa mi gbọ́ broadcast láàárọ̀. Ó sọ pé àwọn ń gbé títà tó bọ̀ yẹn, títà tó yẹn wọ́n gbé bọ̀ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Kò dẹ̀ sí nǹkan tí ọ̀kíwọ́n ti máa ń pè Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò kí náà ti máa ń pè. Kò sí nǹkan tó lè ṣe sí. Ìbá Gani Adams no because gbogbo wọn yẹn ọ̀dàlẹ̀ ní gbogbo wọn. I'm sorry to say because I'm saying on your program. Because èmi ti sọ̀rọ̀ mímú àwọn àṣírí oríṣiríṣi tẹ́lẹ̀ tó máa ní ti fi hàn. Ṣọ́yẹ this is not church, it's not paying Islam. Because nǹkan wà bẹ́ẹ̀ ni pé Igbo gad ó máa ṣe nǹkan tó ń ní kó ṣe. Kò sí bó ṣe wọ́n mọ̀ ọmọkàn sọ pé òkè kọ́ máa lé Igbo kúrò lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ kọ́ máa lọ wọlé wọn kọ́ máa ṣe kíní. British ló wá behind it because wọ́n mọ prophecy yẹn. Wọ́n fẹ́ create enmity between the Igbos and the Yorubas. Thank God that God raised somebody like Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa that God gave them the vision to see that no, there's some bad entity among the Yorubas and the Igbos who are working for the MI5 and MI6. British government is spending a lot. See the current situation in Niger Republic. How many times have you heard the British government spoke? They didn't talk. Because everything back is dàrú something. Àwọn náà máa fẹ́ wá ṣe bí angel. Náà máa sọ pé okay, yeah, this is what we will do. But àwọn ni wọ́n náà fire everything. Àwọn náà fire everything. They just kept mute. So aláti mọ gbogbo nǹkan ṣẹlẹ̀, aláti mọ níta jẹ́, aláti padà sí who are we before they call us Nigeria? You are a Yoruba good. You are Hausa good. You are Kanuri. You are Bini. You are Ashanti. You are from the tribe of what people you call the Ivory Coast. They are from the tribe of Gad. Syria, no, sorry. Mountain Lion. Okay? So gbogbo àwọn àṣírí yìí ló wà ń bẹ̀. Nítorí ẹni wọ́n Mr. Koiki.
Yeah.
He just let me stop here because
all right.
I'm boiling.
All right, let me let you go. I've even given you 15 minutes. I normally give you 10 minutes. Thank you so much for the contribution. And you always open the spiritual realm of the conversation. Thank you so much. We are lovers of religion. And like I always say, there's nothing we can do to stop people being Christians or Muslim. Neither can we stop who we are as traditionalists. But what you're looking right now behind the map, apart from our beautiful mother that died, I'll keep that there for a very long time. There's nothing we can do to that. You must now accept that as part of our program. That is a mother that represents Yoruba people. The mother of Dr. Chief Sunday Adeyemo Igboho that passed away, some few weeks ago now. We continue to pray for the family of Dr. Louis Sunday Igboho. We pray for the children, which are the grandchildren and the wives as well. And likewise, Dr. Chief Igboho himself. He's in good spirit all the time. I can tell us that. Not shaking. But I cannot tell you as many of my private conversation with him is not for public consumption. But sometimes when people are in doubt, I put a call through and they will say the same thing he says in public and in private. There's no way you can try to get something out of him and say whether Igboho will say, she Yoruba nation. Some of you are praying that he says such. And you know, I've told you, without Igboho, there is no Yoruba nation. And maybe we should remind you of the reason why Igboho came out. Because some of you don't even know the reason why he came out. Moki Aziz, Moki Buboile Konse. I'm coming to you, Mr. Alanir. I can see your hands up. But maybe we should remind our people, this is what Igboho came out for. But before that, let me complete Nnamdi Kanu's one so that we can move away from there quickly. And then I'll play Igboho's one. Where's Nnamdi Kanu? Let's play Nnamdi Kanu completely. I'm going to mute my mic now.
Was Nigeria created by Africans? The answer is no. So what is, if the basis of your argument is that Britain, Europe, the white man is the problem, and you're trying to fight defending what the white man created, that means you're very foolish. You don't know your own argument then. You started very well and I supported you that imperialism is the problem, Britain is the problem. I agree. then how come you are supporting something that Britain created not to serve your interest as a black person, but to serve their own imperialistic view of life? That is where your argument collapsed. I don't hate people.
Where the argument collapsed. Thank you so much. That is Nnamdi Kanu. Maybe we should remind you that the reason why the Northerners are scared of Igboho is also because of this.
láti jọ tí a ti bí mi ìrírò ẹ̀ rí níjọ́ tí mo gbọ́ pé Sunday Igboho ń lọ sí báyìí níjọ́ náà mi ò lè sùn. Sunday Igboho àyà mi ò jáde kò sí nǹkan kan òtútù mú mi pẹ̀lú. látijọ́ tí wọ́n ti bí mi ìrírò ẹ̀ rí níjọ́ tí mo gbọ́ pé Sunday Igboho ń tún lọ Ògùn State báyìí níjọ́ náà mi ò lè sùn.
And that is what they are scared of. The map behind you, that beautiful map, the one that you're looking at, apart from our beautiful mother there that died, that is all the country that British colonized for 200 years. The empire was very strong. A lot of people have asked, how did they even manage to capture every one of us? Well, we know that some people sold us out for peanuts, Even mirror that I have in my house, but that mirror was very, very important. Then Serikin and Bombasta, Aziz Muriembe. Let's come to Mr. Olaniro quickly. Once again, Iwari, Africa say Yoruba are each other. I don't want to be hearing this. Yoruba are the biggest problem of each other. Sherry, the more we are saying that, it's not helping the situation. Every ethnic people have their problem. How do we move away from it now is what we should talk about. Yoruba have problem. We don't love each other. It does not matter. There's nothing we can do to that. What we should do is we don't fight them. We don't hate them. We appreciate them. We love them for what they are doing, even though they are not doing anything. They are making life unbearable for their people. That's all I can say. But the Yoruba are the biggest problem, not the Fulani. Okay, so ṣé Fulani ló wà níjọba nísìn? Mo ń bí nísìn yàwá Iwari, Africa. I hope he's a man or female. Ṣé Fulani ló wà ní government? Why has Tinubu not released Igboho? It's because he's just as selfish for himself. He knows that tó bá fi Igboho sílẹ̀, Igboho might come back and it will become problem for him and his government. Ó mọ̀ pé tó bá fi Nnamdi Kanu sílẹ̀, it will be problem. And all this was set up. Sunday Igboho was betrayed by same Yoruba people. There's no doubt about it. There's nothing we can do about that. Igboho has said that even if they betrayed him, it does not matter. He's still here for Yoruba nation. He's still going to stand with Yoruba people. Igboho said that. There's record for that. He said that on the 1st of July. Hopefully, if I can find that video. Igboho said, even as many people want him to say, "Owo Shemo," that is what some people want him to say. Some people want Igboho to say "Owo Shemo," but this is what Igboho said there. Let's listen to him here. Àmín. This was almost 19 days before his mother died. This was 1st of July. If not 21 days, because the mother died on the 22nd. Igboho did not know that his mother was going to die while he was thanking everybody on the 1st of July. Okay? Àṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àmín.
nítorí mo mọ̀ pé ó sọ wọn lóòkú bẹ́ẹ̀ náà lẹ́sìn mọ́ ya ẹ̀.
That's it. A máa bọ́ lóko ẹrú. Mo fẹ́ ka pọ́ọ̀sì bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. Yorùbá máa bọ́ lóko ẹrú. Mr. Olaniran, I go okay because your hand have been raised up for a few times now. Before I continue with the program, again, don't cut the face of Kia.
Okay. That person wey talk say he find Naija inside Bible. Abeg, I want that person to come to Twitter because in Twitter here, you no fit just talk and make you just go like that. Because Twitter here, if you talk, we go do research. God go no far from here and many things. Dey here wey be say a lot of evidence wey be say we use am find out. You no fit just dey brainwash you because me wey I dey talk, I be Christian and I read Bible from Genesis to Revelation. I know wetin dey there and I know the meaning of compare if I say I be Christian, it mean say the followers of Christ. So make you understand say I read the Bible and I read the Quran too. I read the Hadith. Those are the Hadith are Muslim, right? So person we for Twitter here, we dey for here to bring everything out. Even though as I follow the talk now like this, under our comment section for Twitter here, there is the history book where I put for there about the time before the European terrorists will come to our land, how we powerful reach before they come Saturday. So I don't want to talk too much. If you want to know all these things, just come to Twitter here. We will talk everything. We will talk the one we know, then I will talk the one way I know. So that one like that. So now you want come the pamper all these terrorists European people will come here come terrorize us. So you say you find Naija for inside Bible. You know the history of Bible before the Bible get history how they reach our land. And you can't the Bible they come to Yoruba land. You know you get history follow am. Do you understand? And the Bible come from European country there. And the European people get their own agenda which they don't come do for you before they bring Bible and all those things to use and serve their own purpose. So I don't want to talk too much about that one. If you know say you get information, so you come to Twitter here, we dey for Twitter here, and so you know just come and no matter anything what you talk, when you see your Naija, all those things, but what I just quickly talk this one. If you want to know the full details, you see the under this comment section here about Nigeria. You see, the people where they can't name you Nigeria because you are not be Nigeria. Those people them from the Britain people. They get language, their language in Latin. If you check what Niger mean in Latin, which is their language, Niger means black. And go ask every African country whether anybody name themselves black. Nobody for here, nobody name us in ourselves like we Africa, we don't name ourselves black. Now this European terrorists people come here, can't name us black. Okay, now see what them can't name us black. Then check what black mean for their language because you go open your mouth to talk. Check what black mean there. Make whether that's something you say you give it. You know they give your shit where they for inside toilet. The name where what black mean for their language. So you know we just come here,
Can I come in there, Mr. Olaniran? Yes. I think you've misunderstood what the caller was saying. If you know this caller, with me I don't see for rally many times. No be say for telephone. Me I never see you. You understand? If you know these people, the brother is in prison because they are fighting the British government. This person we call now, the brother they inside prison. They don't beg them, say make them stop. They refuse. So I don't think you understood the point that is raising. Hold on. You know, we learn on this platform. This is an educated platform. This is intellectual platform. Àwọn ilé gbé queen lọ sí court case yẹn wà ní court bí ṣe bá ń sọ. They are known in this country more than me and you, and I'm not joking. As I speak to you, the brother, the younger brother, he is inside prison because they refuse to compromise. That is how this caller, where you do, I don't think you get the message of what this caller is talking about. Maybe you sometimes need to listen from what he's saying, and I'm not joking. These two people that I'm talking about, wọ́n gbé Queen Elizabeth tó kú yẹn, wọ́n gbé lọ sí court. The case is still in the court. They don't tó bá dé court wọ́n pè ní Queen. Ẹnu wọn mo ti gbọ́. Tó bá dé court wọ́n ní right láti pè ní Queen mọ́. Orúkọ tó máa ń pè, I don't want to call that name here. So what we are here for is to educate and enlighten. So calling me on Twitter is not the issue with this. This àwọn ilé ti kọjá ọ̀rọ̀ Twitter. The caller tó pè tán yẹn àwọn lè ti kọjá ọ̀rọ̀ Twitter. These are fighting the British Empire right from here, and I'm not joking. So I'll just leave it there. So maybe there was a misunderstood of what he was saying that you didn't get. But like I said, I'm just giving you the background of that last caller. There are two individuals that I've heard. Mo ti gbọ́ pé àwọn kan gbéyàn kan wọ́n gbé queen ọba tó kú wọ́n gbé lọ sí court. Àwọn ilé case yẹn wà ní court. And as I speak to you right now, because they refuse to compromise, the younger brother has been kept in the prison. So that's all I can say. So I'll move on swiftly. I think somebody wants to join us on the Twitter, on the Instagram. Let's bring those two people in. This is a platform where we learn, and sometimes maybe we don't get the message, and we might probably misunderstood what they are saying. Let me just complete what Igboho was saying there, because some people want Igboho to compromise, just like they want Nnamdi Kanu to compromise and say, hey, I am not doing anymore. No more Biafra, no more Yoruba nation. And then we have actually given the liar Western world, and they know the power of these two individuals, just as they know that they have a strong followership. They are not the strongest people in the world, but spiritually, those that knows that they are fighting for something. I'm coming to those of you on the TikTok. Let's listen to Igboho and complete that so that we can move forward again. He didn't know that 21 days later, his mother is going to die while he was making this, this. And that is something that a lot of people were not happy with. But what more can somebody say? There are still some people that are still not sure. They are still like, are we sure that Igboho is still in the... I still asked somebody that sent me a message. Who are on the phone me? She Taba release the Baba Sunday Igboho. So is he going to stop Yoruba Nation? It's a movement. Igboho has millions of followers, just as Nnamdi Kanu has millions of followers. Igboho knows Baba Akintoye is the leader of the movement, just like some of us know as well. But what people want him to say is that, hey, Kalo Dobale from Tinubu, please forgive Igboho, and Igboho will not do Yoruba Nation anymore. How many more years is Tinubu going to use in power that our Lord Dobale for? Why should we go and Dobale for Tinubu? Has Igboho committed any crime? And this is where we are having clashes with some Yoruba people. Motinik Egbadun Nigeria, enjoy Tinubu government. Enjoy it for the only time that it will be there. And I pray that I pray that El Rufai reject the ministerial position so that El Rufai will now go back on the round table with the Northerners and they can take Tinubu out in 2027. El Rufai has so much influence in Tinubu becoming the president. Just as the Northern Elder Forum told us that they had huge influence in making Obasanjo the president. The only thing is they never make MK Abiola the president. Only God knows why. But the problem today is that some Yoruba think that, hey, Tinubu is there, Tinubu is there, Tinubu is there. Tinubu is only there for a short period of time. Shut up. Olóhùn wà pẹ̀lú wa títí tá a fi débi tá à ń lọ. Ìjọ la fẹ́ débẹ̀. Nobody knows. How long is it gonna take? We don't know. It could be 3 years, it could be 4 years, it could be 5 years, it could be 6 years, it could be less than that. It will all determine how many Nigerians will wake up at the appropriate time for their own wahala. Because our own wahala is different from their own wahala. An average Nigeria does not believe there's something called indigenous people. An average Nigeria does not know that there was an empire for 200 years. Let me quickly come to Mr. Alabaru, Egbosoke lórí TikTok. And let's hear from you from that side. Thank you so much, Mr. Laniran. And I hope you got the message. Like I said, that last caller is a I have seen it. Odeboju. I met him not once, not twice on the ground. This when people are calling, sometimes maybe what they are saying might be of like, I believe why against Yoruba nation. I am just telling you that caller, and there's evidence there. Queen Elizabeth II tó kú, ìyá Charles, wọ́n gbé lọ sí court, ẹjọ́ yẹn sì wà ní court, wọ́n fà lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí. Mo rí irú ẹ̀rí láyé mi. Ẹgbọ́n sókè, Mr. Alabaru. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sà. Àwa náà nìyẹn. Life and direct. Ṣé kò yẹ pé YouTube wà ní bọ́dà tẹ́ ń pawó báyìí? Ẹ ṣáà máa ṣọ́ra torí pé gbélé tá à ń gbọ́ pé wọ́n attack àwọn Nigerians, especially all the borders in Burkina Faso. Ọlọ́run máa fi ṣọ́ yìí. But I know that cannot happen in Benin Republic border because àwọn sójà tiwa náà wàá fàgbọ́n jáde. Ẹgbẹ́ òsókè à ń gbọ́ yín sà.
Ṣé rí ọ̀rọ̀ àwa Yorùbá yẹn? Mo fẹ́ kẹ́ jẹ́ ká fi létòlétò mu. Ẹ mọ wá ìgbóni ká fi létòlétò mu.
Okay. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni sà.
Àti yẹn ó yẹ kí a lè ní nǹkan tó ń pè ní Yorùbá summit.
Okay.
Yorùbá summit.
Okay.
Ṣé rí nǹkan tí àwọn tó wà ní ìsẹ́ń dárúkọ àwọn tó wà lókè ọ̀yà yẹn?
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni sà.
Nǹkan tó fi lè jù wá lọ ni pé nígbàkigbà ní òrèkóòrè wọ́n máa ń ṣara wọn jọ, máa ń pè àwọn jọ pé this is what they want to see. Àtàwádẹ̀ wo ẹjọ́ tábàgbò nǹkan tó ń lọ lọ́rọ̀ ní presently. Àwa Yorùbá la kàwé jù, àpọ̀jù, àkàwé jù.
Okay.
Ṣé ẹ gbọ́ mi?
Loud and clear, à ń gbọ́ yín dáadáa.
Àwa Yorùbá la gbọ́ jù,
Okay.
àwa kàwé jù.
Okay.
Àní ìwé tá a kà tá a gbọ́ jù yẹn ló máa ń jẹ́ kí àwọn ẹlẹ́yà mi kọ́ sí kí ni kọ́ máa fẹ́ jump síwájú káwa tó ṣe kí ni ká tó gbé gbèsè nígbà yìí.
Okay.
Àti gba Yorùbá mi ṣe òṣè kò tó ní rárá. Sọ fún yín síwájú pé àwa la kàwé jù, àwa la gbọ́ jù.
Ẹ má bèrè sọ pé àfẹ́ ni ẹ lórí twitter mi báyìí.
Nínú gbogbo Nàìjíríà.
Okay, yeah, move it closer. Okay, à ń gbọ́ yín.
So if we can have a gathering where Yorubas, it could be here in Nigeria, it could be in Cuba, it could be in Brazil, and let's have a guideline that we can move step by step. Why would I love a Yoruba nation? Why? But of the last time to continue, show you if we have a Yoruba nation, I'll probably be a governor or a minister because we have mineral resources and we are a maritime nation and there's no maritime nation that is poor.
Okay, can I share my comment quickly? When we say summit or guideline or this, number one, we have a manual that gives us directives of how we should and what we should be doing as individual, as collective people, méjì mẹ́ta márùn-ún lẹ́gbẹ́jẹgbẹ́ tó wà káàkiri tó ti jẹ́ pé ẹgbẹ́ tó ń bẹ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá tẹ́lẹ̀ ní Nàìjíríà, let's put it that way. It's a 35-page manual. Ṣé wà wẹ́ẹ̀ nípa ìwé yẹn ṣá? Okay, so there's a manual that was put out 2 years ago that gave details of our engagement pẹ̀lú international community within ourselves, whether àwa tá wà nílé, àwa tá wà níta, àwa tá wà ní African countries. That is out there in the public domain. If anybody's looking for it, yeah.
Mo wo fídíò kan lórí TikTok ní àná àbíjẹta tí Hausa bẹ̀rẹ̀ tó wá sọ̀rọ̀ police president wípé tí bá ṣe ìgbésẹ̀ láti díẹ̀ ló ń ṣe ọ̀nà ìsìnkú pé ṣé tí wọ́n mọ̀ pé àwọn brothers wà ní.
55% of Hausa in Niger. Everybody knows that, yeah.
And we fẹ́ ká tún enlighten àwọn tó tún wà lórí platform. A lè máa léyàn ní òkè lọ́wọ́. But ní ẹgbẹ́ wa tó jẹ́ bí níbi.
Well, at a layer, I want us to focus back on that summit. Sorry, Lori Kato digress because what we need to understand. Yeah.
Summit, tell you, I need you.
Well, I mean, there's been a lot of engagement. Let me give you an example. I mean, there's engagement that has been happening when it comes to something of conference or summit and so. And it has been happening even on the ground in Ibadan, where it is being live as well with Zoom and all that. But when it comes to, maybe a bigger gathering of Gbogbo Yoruba to come together, Oba, politicians, kí gbogbo akawajo jókòó. Yes, I think we should have that. Because we want to know why our politicians are not interested in what we are interested in. Maybe they wanted a time frame, make it Tinubu débẹ̀, because we know that the steps of the politicians, gbogbo politicians in Yoruba, even Oyo State that is Seyi Makinde, they are all following Tinubu track. And everybody knows that. We saw that Seyi Makinde did not endorse Atiku for the election. So what we are saying right now is that they were waiting for Tinubu to become what he wanted to become, even though there's still, election tribunal and all that. Maybe they have to wait further that maybe expect. So maybe they will accept every one of us to come on a summit. Láàárín gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá àtọbani àti ìjòyè ní kí gbogbo akáwájọ jókòó káwájọ béèrè lọ́wọ́ ara wa pé kí la fẹ́ gangan àti Afẹ́nifẹ́re àti OPC àti ẹgbẹ́ Àgbẹ̀kọ̀yà gbogbo ẹgbẹ́ kọ̀ọ̀kan. Àbọ̀dọ̀mọ̀yé yìí nísìnyí, and I think that is the direction you're talking about.
Ẹ jẹ́ kí n sọ fún fún mi pé àwọn Yorùbá ní tójú tì yẹn fún lápárò fún mi náà. Ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe plus or minus nínú nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nísinsìnyí. Ká wá tún wá wo attractive effect of it on Yorùbá land. Mo sọ fún yín the other day náà, ebi 2 days or 2 weeks ago, to join the meeting. Àwa Yorùbá àgbẹ̀sìn lórí o. When by sorry, Christian that when extended family have papa mi, see a day such.
Mo fẹ́ ká ṣe focus lórí summit yẹn. We are digressing a little bit away from the conversation. Yeah.
Kí ni ẹ̀gbá ìtí ẹ̀ yóò ṣe fi bẹ̀ pé ó ti yẹ kí inú kílẹ̀ pé kí ni ó yẹ kó ti wà dẹ̀ pé ká máa fún guidelines ká lè máa wò pé okay the next 10-20 years this is what the Yoruba nation should have achieved. That's it will be like a blueprint. There's already that blueprint you're talking about, which is the manual guide, and I'll try and see if I can bring it out this morning or this afternoon. Let's go to my website and bring that out, and I'll read about it for what you have said. There is already a 35-page manual script that details, and this is exactly what it says: Yoruba nation chooses the noble path to its noble goal. A manual of the Yoruba self-determination struggle for all the Yoruba self-determination advocates at home and in the diaspora. This copy ti wà lọ́wọ́ ọba, ó ti wà lọ́wọ́ ìjòyè, ó ti wà lọ́wọ́ politician, ó ti wà lọ́wọ́ ẹni tó yẹ kó wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. But the question is, they are not looking into this manual script. What they have done is they're just putting it aside while they are talking about politics. So the question is, how do we bring these people in láti wá bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ lórí pé manual script ilẹ̀ Yorùbá lélẹ́yìí pé kájọ gbé yẹ̀wò, kájọ confirm, kájọ yọ pros àwọn kúrò níbẹ̀. We are talking about 35 page written by a man tó ti ń kọ history Yorùbá. Baba Akintoye have a history book of Yoruba people that he started drafting as far back as 1970. So what more do we need to ask this kind of man? Ní ọ̀fífẹ́ mọ̀ nípa manual script yìí, Awùjalẹ̀ mọ̀ nípa ẹ̀, Aláké mọ̀ nípa ẹ̀, gbogbo wọn ló mọ̀ nípa ẹ̀. Why is it not effective? Why is it not?
Because they are not interested. They want Bola Tinubu to be president. That's what we are saying. We have all our kings that are not supporting it because they want Tinubu to be the president, and now Tinubu is the president. The question is, how do we move forward? Because by the time Tinubu completes his presidency, everybody go to breakfast. That is even to buy the ẹni sùn rẹ jẹ́ kọ́ land chief ẹ má interfere jọ mo fẹ́ kọ́ land because it's like pé argument pé bí àtẹ́lẹ́ pé wọ́n ò mọ̀ nípa ẹ̀ gbogbo wọn ló ní manual script lọ́wọ́ gbogbo wọn ló ti kún ní manual script is a 35 page. It is not bó ṣe jáde lánàá. It has been out in the public domain for 2 years.
Mr. Koiki, tell you what I mean. The scenario that we are bringing to this violation agitation is that can't we have like Julius Malema in South Africa, people who are Yoruba nation and they are playing the politics, and we are saying
okay, I get it. Yeah.
I will call up there.
Yeah.
Like, assembly, national assembly.
Yeah. Okay, so in a nutshell, what you are trying to look at again is another angle that many people have talked about. Kigbo will be Igba politics. Because of we have the network, he has the followership, we can then force ourselves into becoming a politician, but in representing what we call Yoruba nation agenda. If I am right, well, that's what you're saying.
It should not be resisted.
Yeah, but this is why we have politicians in place. We have 71 representatives of Yoruba people at the House of Assembly. None of those 71 as of today are interested in the agenda of Yoruba nation. So what they are interested in is the politics. It doesn't matter how they are playing the politics, but maybe some of them agenda might start changing now that Tinubu is there. But the question is, do you know that we cannot change anything right as the assembly, the way it is set up? Because even if we are pushing the narrative there, they will not accept it because the northerner is much more in large number than us. But what we can do is, I was in Nigeria. We even gave them another extra 1 month because when there was not enough time. As at that time, governors are from what we are calling the politics of Nigeria. The force majeure was in 90 days. And what was the force majeure? That this 1999 constitution is not working for any one of us. So for them to come out of that constitution, we would then have our own template constitution to start with, and then we can then move further into what we are discussing today. But as we speak right now, if anybody say, oh, ẹ jẹ́ ká lo Ìgbòho ká fi ṣe politics, the question is, you cannot gain anything out of that. And that's a fact. Whether we like it or not. Enough time. Chief coach, okay.
Mr. Koiki,
yeah.
you have hit the point. The major point that I want to hear, you have hit that point. Now, what they are expecting now, they want about people to convert to politics. That's what
I heard this 2-3 years ago by a particular man in US. He was pushing for that, saying we should push Igboho to go into politics, and then we should push that narrative out because Igboho will have the followership.
God bless you. That's what they are expecting, and it cannot work.
Okay. Okay, what is the reason why it cannot work? Mr. Why do you think it cannot work?
The reason why it cannot work is that will convert, as a politics to accept one.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, because I'm telling most of 95% they are following Igboho. 99% of Nigeria, they are following Igboho. And Igboho convert as the politics. I'm telling you, Yoruba nation, that's.
And tó bá ti wọlé ẹjọ́ tá a bá ti pè yín ẹ bá wa mute mọ́lẹ̀ ọ̀n tí tá a bá ti pè yín ẹ má interfere mọ́ ẹ̀gbọ́n bẹ̀yìn láàárọ̀ ẹ̀gbọ́n mímọ́ máa kéèké. Yeah.
No more again.
Okay. So joining the politics will definitely pull again another 2 fractions because àwọn kan ní Ìgbòho ti kúrò láàrin Yorùbá nation kò ṣe Yorùbá nation mọ́, even though his agenda was to use the politics for Yorùbá nation. Because Nigeria is very, I think, point Mr. Labaru to allow to push here. Let me say this. This is what is different between the Africa and the Europe. The Scottish are currently using that opportunity now because I want to break down their politics. I mean, their politicians at least I can't say half of them, but part of the politician that is representing the people of Scottish are in support of the Scottish independence, which we don't have in Yoruba land. So if we now want to say that Afẹ́ṣẹ́ lọ start láti inject the politics sí àwa tá à ń pariwo Yoruba nation, definitely it's going to be a failure in the first round. Because already àìtẹ́ tí ṣe gan sef irú woman olórí burúkú tó ń pè lórí tí kò ní dá fún níbi tó wà tí kò ní kú sí ibi táṣẹ wà ó ti sọ tẹ́lẹ̀ pé bàbá Akíntóyè kó wa lọ fún Tinubu àwọn ọ̀dẹ̀ ní evidence àtàwọn olórí burúkú tó ń pè ní Ayọ̀ Brown bastard àwọn ìyá àgbàlagbà tí wọ́n ní kú sí ibi táṣọ wọn wà. Because I know that Baba Akintoye was not taking us to anywhere known as politics. But impression on ni pé tí Baba Akintoye bá ti ní ọmọ wa ní Tinubu, that means pé à ń ṣe politics. Káwá tí wàá sọ pé kí Ìgbòho wa lọ join politics, gbogbo ẹ̀ máa dàrú nìyẹn. Anyway, yeah, mo gbọ́ yín.
Mr. Koiki.
Yeah.
There's a line.
Okay.
Ìgbà tí struggle Yorùbá nation lọ, ó dà pé èmi ni mo tí wà ní Glee, tí mo lead group ní Glee.
Okay, all right. There's a lot of people that call, yeah. Okay.
Now, when you jáde bẹ̀rẹ̀ pé a listen sí kí lórúkọ ọba ṣé ọba tí ọba ìgbàgbórúkọ ọba popular by Nigeria. Ó ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa Sunday Igboho last night wọ́n interview rẹ̀. Ó ní pé àwọn bá wọn sọ ibi kan ní sùúrù gba wọ́n ṣe struggle Yorùbá nation but mọ̀ kíní kan àkíkọ́ṣà.
Because gbogbo àwọn ọba yẹn fẹ́ follow Tinubu ni as simple as that. Ẹ má ẹ̀ka fi sábẹ́ àwọn sọ̀rọ̀.
Can I ask you one question
here? Yeah.
Now, àwọn bàtà sọ yìí tó yẹ kó follow Yorùbá nation because ní ìgbà tí kìíní ẹ ṣẹlẹ̀ àwọn tó yẹ kó follow Yorùbá nation àwọn bá yẹn pé kó tẹ̀ gbọ́ anything kò máa yọ kó follow wa lókè this is what we want and they must follow us. Now, why tí wọ́n follow wa? Most of àwọn bá tó wà ní Nàìjíríà tó pe àwọn Yorùbá ṣé most of wọn lọ́tọ̀ sí ìtọ́ fún wọn sí ẹni.
Well, argument is a different thing. What you are níbẹ̀ kò sí nǹkan tá a lè ṣe sí what you are lórí òpèrè yẹn. But the question is they are not going to follow us because Tinubu is a big player in Yoruba land. Everybody knows that.
They will not, Mr. Koiki,
yeah.
They follow because most of them wọlé tọ̀lé politics of Omulofu wà lórí òye yẹn.
Yeah, the same thing náà là ń sọ. So gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ pé sáwọn olóyè kan wà níbẹ̀. Issue yẹn a lè raise issue yẹn mọ́ because wọ́n ti wà níbẹ̀ already. Ṣàmà yọ wọ́n kúrò níbẹ̀ nísìnyí. A lè yọ wọ́n náà. Ṣé fẹ́ lọ yọ òní kúrò níbẹ̀ ni?
You expect them to come out to Yorùbá nation. Most of them are APC, they are PDP, they are APC.
Well, maybe their own intention is kí Tinubu débẹ̀. Kí Tinubu wá bring the life of the Yoruba nation out. Mo ń bọ̀ lọ́dọ̀ yín padà. Let's go straight to Mama Katie. Ẹni ṣe Mama Katie ẹ̀yin ní night talk tó dá nílé. Luther King because àwọn tó wà nílé the network is not very good and their battery cell runs very like a jojo. Bóun sókè kíákíá Luther King. Because mo mọ̀ pé Nàìjíríà rẹ̀ nìyẹn wà. Ó ti mọ́hùn lọ àgbọ̀mọ́. Problem tó wà Nàìjíríà ni ìlú òṣì no infrastructure. Alright, tó bá ti wọlé kó bá ti gbọ́ màá fẹ́ láyè kó sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ Mama Katie ẹgbọ́n sókè ká gbọ́n yín mo ń bọ̀ lọ́dọ̀ ẹ̀ lánìràn lórí Twitter space. Ẹgbọ́n sókè Mama Katie à ń gbọ́ yín mà.
Ẹ̀ka sọ gbogbo lé ẹ̀ka àárọ̀ tó tẹ́jú wà ẹ̀ṣẹ́. Mr. Koiki ẹ̀jẹ̀ kan tí mo ti kan tí chief coach sọ ṣẹ́rí kan tó sọ yẹn right. Owó chief coach right bàbá sọ́kọ̀ ṣẹ́rí gbogbo àwọn ọ̀rẹ́
ẹgbọ́n káríwá àwọn ẹ̀ wà ọkẹ́ ẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ níta.
All right, bí a ti máa àgbọ̀yìn.
Nípa ti ọba wa ṣẹ́rí kábíyà jẹ́ à ń ṣe the right way láti ọba jẹ ní Nàìjíríà ṣẹ́rí gbogbo kan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Nàìjíríà lẹ́nu especially ní Yorùbá nation kò ní ṣe. In the sense that most of ọba wa kan ti gbà wọ́n. Ọba wọn ṣàtọ̀ not even still ọba ní South South ti gbà wọ́n. In the sense that àtẹnudọ́ fi jọba ń sìn. Politics lọ fi jọba sí jẹ́jẹ́ ní lugaro
Mama Katie, Sherry gbogbo yẹn we are talking about the immediate problem there's nothing we can do to that now. Àwọn báyìí ti wà níbẹ̀ nísìn. Bákan náà ṣe ń jẹ́ tẹ́lẹ̀ yẹn everybody knows that. We are talking about a new generation now. Wọ́n ti sọ pé politics náà fẹ́ fi jẹ́ wọ́n dẹ̀ fi ń jẹ́ nìyẹn. Àkọ́lọ́ máa fi ìkórè jẹ́ náà ń dípà yẹn gbogbo yẹn tí wọ́n ti abandon gbogbo yẹn. We are now talking about the present situation now and what it entails for the solution. ẹ bá ṣe fẹ́ jẹ́ yẹn àlè òkè sáfẹ́ lọ yọ ọ̀ní kúrò níbẹ̀ ni sáfẹ́ lọ yọ Àwùjalẹ̀ kúrò níbẹ̀ àlè lọ yọ gbogbo àwọn tó fi síbẹ̀ náà we just have to accept it and then ask the question now tí Tinubu ti débẹ̀ what.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni tí wọ́n ní ìwé fọwọ́ ká ní sùn pé ká ní àwọn ọba yẹn lè join the one state.
Okay.
Yorùbá nation tá à ń ṣe lọ́wọ́ everything goes good. Ṣé ẹ̀ gbọ́? Bẹ́ẹ̀ tí wọ́n ṣe ń ṣe àwọn ọmọ ń pè é kò jẹ́. Òun ló jẹ́ kí gbogbo kìíní tó fi dàbí pé à ń ṣe Yorùbá nation bẹ́ẹ̀ kò.
Àní the agenda gangan gbogbo yẹn ẹ̀ ń sá fún that particular phrase. The reason tí gbogbo wọn ṣe fẹ́ báàkì Tinubu and not back Yoruba nation is because Tinubu is the big player in Yoruba land. We are the dispute yẹn. Tinubu lé fọ̀n ó lé pọnà within the caucus. So ọba wo lè fẹ́ kó jáde tó máa back yìí. Àní okay ọba kí ló dé táwọn ọba ò ṣe jáde? Kí ló dé táwọn ọba ò ṣe jáde nísìnyí? But àwọn ọba yẹn okay táwọn ọba máa ń náwọn ọmọ yẹn ni wọ́n mọ̀ náà but they no saying anything. Àwọn bá mọ̀ náà àwọn bá táwọn sọ yìí wọ́n mọ̀ gbogbo àwọn bá yìí ló mọ̀ dédé kọ́nà pé àwa dé palace àwọn kankan nu wọn tí a gbọ́dọ̀ sọ lórí social media we know what they say mọ́mọ́ tí at least mo dé dọ̀ ikú bàbá yìí mọ́mọ́ tí ikú bàbá yìí sọ àdè mọ́mọ́ tó sọ even títí dé ọ̀dọ̀ Tinubu tẹ̀ ń sọ yẹn gan but it's not for public consumption abẹ́ẹ̀kú tèmi nìyẹn wà but what we are saying is that as at today whether we agree or not Tinubu has an influence on them and that is why they are not talking about Yoruba nation. Àwọn tó dẹ̀ fẹ́ sọ kọ́ máa sọ náà abẹ́lé lọ́rọ́ ń sọ wọ̀ pé sọ lókè torí pé kọ́ máa bá ọ̀fẹ́ǹdì Tinubu. Ìyẹn ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ gangan reason tí àwọn bá ọ̀ ṣe sọ̀rọ̀ nìyẹn àti kó gba àwọn bálẹ̀. Iná ó ti wà ó ti influence Tinubu ti wà against them. Mo ń bọ̀ Mama Katie. Ẹni sùúrù inú ẹ̀yin kọ́lẹ̀ máa sọ pé federal fire ní máa pè é sà torí pé mo wà lórí so many platforms Mr. Olaniran lórí Twitter space mo padà bọ̀ lọ́dọ̀ yín Prince of Africa Mr. Olaniran ẹgbọ́n sókè sà. Mr. Olaniran yeah go ahead.
Ẹgbẹ́ òkè nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ń bẹ̀ ni pé àìdá àwọn ọba gbà àwọn ọ̀gbà o ìgbà táwọn Biafra tí wọ́n bá ti lọ àárín nǹkan tó wẹ̀ máa já sí and it. That because of this reason they don't want green. Because of them get deal wey dem make with this European terrorist people. So and the thing wey dem do before the European terrorist people the time wey they just come here all those things wey dem do they no wan make the secret open that's why they wan dive open on top of politics. So but now e don like I say e don almost late now because those secret those history don dey outside now. If you never reflect to reach outside like that, but a lot of people wey be say they don't even expect don't know all those secrets because how we take know the secret now. Not be only our land they come terrorize. They terrorize other land too. Many of African country land. Okay. And those people will go ask them, meet them, say, okay, before these terrorists people come to your land, how your land be? What be your history? So those history point finger to our own history too. So we know from there we know who we be before them come here, before the European terrorists will come here. Okay. We know how powerful we are before they come because it's that way the European terrorists will come here. They don't do anything, they don't be hold us as slaves. So the king and the elite make deal with the European terrorist people. And they make the deal, then since that time, then get the European then get power to catch us as slaves, give the European terrorist people because we get a lot of power that time. We say the European terrorist people no be just come catch us as slaves. So they have to go to our king and the elite before the king and the elite start their terrorist slave trade business. And they say they do until today. So the one wey dey today now mental slavery. They discover how brain work. As they discover how brain work, then they move to the next level. Because before they go force you to work, then go force you. They no go get rest. They say no rest. You say no rest. Everybody not sleep. Because as you be their slave, they have to force you to work. So that is forcing of the body. But the time when they discover how the brain they function, then they stop all those things. Start to invent different kind of. So we say go be brainwash you. You just work. You know, they don't need to force you. They can go to sleep and close their eye close, and you go to the work for them. So and the same terrorist slave trade business wey dem do that time, e still dey till now, and dem no wan stop. But this one we go force dem, dem go stop, and if dem no wan stop, because if Biafra, if dem go down, make we see how everything go be, whether all everything no go open.
Okay.
So make dem just do the right things now, because no time and time no wait for nobody for here.
Okay.
So
well, that's an input there. Let's come down to Prince of Africa. It's now your own time to give us your own input to the discussion, sir. Egabo. Prince of Africa. Is he still with us?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, boss, okay, sir.
Yeah.
I'm going, sir.
One. Ó yẹ kí a wo ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ gbogbo problem tó wà lẹ̀ ìwé àwọn ọba wa tẹ́kọ̀ jẹ́ agbẹnusọ fún wa, our speaker. Àwọn northerners wọ́n ti fún wa, northerners Europeans wọ́n ti fún wa as slave.
Okay.
They are slaves to those people. Kò sí ìgbà fẹ́ ṣe, wọ́n máa ń lọ́ máa consult àwọn yẹn.
Okay.
So when you are consulting the enemy of a Yoruba, before you take a decision.
Okay.
Now, as I'm talking to them, I'm about to talk about Yoruba nation. We are my Niagara. But as today, Nigeria, an influence of the Europeans, they cannot do anything.
Okay.
So, case one, case one. The second one, what we got in the way. Now, a big way how leaders who are at conference to my law, cause the way things are going now, because of Nigeria, I'm at the end of the day. We conference Mama Lolo.
Okay.
And then another conference Mama Lolo being one of the organizers, but everybody leaders one, someone need care to banish. Different every country to one in the world. Different conference, rally, conference gbogbo ẹ̀kọ́ máa lọ ní lọ ní Amẹ́ríkà ló máa lọ ní South Korea ló máa lọ ní England ló máa lọ ní Ukraine kọfẹ Yorùbá so ìgbẹ́ ní àti máa ní láti máa unite papọ̀ a máa mọra wa a máa ríra wa physically kò sí COVID nonsense we can move around people can come from here to London and come to that conference so we organize that now because kò sí ọdún jẹ́ wọ́n Nàìjíríà mọ́ so that we be able to organize ourselves and amali we are united together. Okay. And the third one, Baba Sunday Igboho nípa àti Nàìjíríà. Torí pé àpẹẹrẹ Igboho wá nípa àti Nàìjíríà kò sí ní Yorùbá nation mọ́ nìyẹn. Condition tó máa gbé bàbá yẹn láti pé kó pa àti Nàìjíríà kò lè favour Yorùbá nation. Lẹ́yìn ìgbà bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́kọ́ lọ join politics, wọ́n máa influence politics, wọ́n yẹ political party yẹn, wọ́n máa destroy ẹ̀. Tí wọ́n influence Yorùbá nation náà ṣe láti over 4 years tí wọn kóra wọn sínú ẹ̀ wọ́n bọ́ ọ̀dà wọn bàjẹ́ náà ìgbà tí ìṣòwò rẹ tó dá pàtì sílẹ̀ tí wọn kóra wọn lọ síbẹ̀ tó lọ dá pàtì yẹn lónìí. So the one come out enter into Nigerian politics is total rubbish kò lè work. So now with the situation on ground now with the war with the coup that's going around we should be preparing ourselves how to get out of this contradiction called Nigeria. Which is conference, rally, meetings, events about Yoruba nation. So that's my own contribution for now.
All right, Eshegoni. Itaka Parasoda Mama Katie. Let me hear from you, and then I'm going to read. I'm a program in 30 minutes. I teach 2.5 hours with the new broadcast. I teach 1 hour lori. But when you join late because I teach live lori. Backup YouTube channel for the last 1 hour. Kato come live, so Koikimedia. So that's why you didn't see the live transmission of Star Radio and also the discussion on there. So in case where there's a backup YouTube channel, we encourage you to try to have it at the back of your hand so that whenever we are live, even if you don't see me on Koikimedia, our live will be backup here. And moreover, I am running a continuous test to make sure that the backup is there as well. Moki Bugwenti etiwa lórí ètò. But that was but that was what we were doing before call-out. We have done so many rallies. Now, before some people that were sent by politicians disorganize the whole movement because when the rally can say it's not worth it. When the country rally le ka ma ṣe ó yẹ ká ti declare Yorùbá nation yẹn Moki bàbá wa more international Moki innovative. This is what we were doing until everybody started coming in and they say, I to declare country. Kílẹ̀ tún ṣe rally fún and all those nonsense, and we know that definitely that one is not really carry table. Lórí summit, there is a lot of engagement going on. Our media tá à ń sọ̀rọ̀, ẹ̀yin lè máa lọ participate pẹ̀lú different, especially YSDM. YSDM ni the lead movement. Ìyẹn ló ṣe ń pè wọ́n ní YSDM. YSDM stand for the Yoruba Self-Determination Movement. And if you're not part of them in terms of group yín, ẹgbẹ́ yín tó wà lábẹ́, then you won't know what is happening. You must be part of it. Kò ṣe pé kákọ̀ gbọ́ Yorùbá Nation lórí gbogbo media àtèmi, and then tó bá tún dijọ́ kejì àti wá gbọ́ the same thing. Báwo lẹ́yìn ṣe fẹ́ participate? Báwo lẹ́yìn ṣe fẹ́ jẹ́ part of it? It does not matter whether ẹ wà ní Togo, ẹ wà ní Sierra Leone, wherever you are, you can be part of it. Because it is easy for us to sit here and say, can't ṣe summit. Why can't you take that to YSDM and say, Ibo lẹ́ ń bá rọ̀ lọ lórí Yorùbá summit? Nínú ẹ̀ lẹ ti máa ṣe meeting, nínú ẹ̀ lẹ ti máa mọ tó ń lọ. But what we are doing is some of us stay in a particular group and we are not really engaging. But our own job from the media is to come and tell you the perspective of what is happening and to hear your gauge and views. But Cherry, if you're not part of it, you will not know what is happening. You can have your own little group and then go and register under YSDM. That means if you follow protocol, kò ń ṣe olórí burúkú ya dúpọ̀ ní tìrí tó dé tó ní òun lòun máa kó gbogbo àwọn mọ̀lẹ́bí ẹ̀ ó ti kó Déjà àti Kọ́lá Abíọ́lá ó ti kó wọn kúrò nínú ilé Abíọ́lá náà ó lè ṣì wùmà tó náà ń gbáde labour one bastard. So ìyẹn là ń sọ fún yín pé it's because tó bá yẹ pé gbà tó dé àti tètè bẹ́tẹ̀ àti tètè mọ irú èèyàn tó jẹ́ irú ibi tó gbogbo nonsense kan sọ lẹ́ni ní sìnkò ní rí sọ ìjìnlẹ̀ tó ń bá sọ̀rọ̀ gan ìjìnlẹ̀ ọgọ́rùn-ún lè lọ́lé bí àtẹ̀lótẹ̀ níwèé gan tẹ̀tẹ̀ fi lọ́lé níwèé mọ́ I don't even know because àríkó travel kò sọ pé mo wà nílùú kan báyìí let's understand this thing. So and moreover what we are saying now is for us to move continuity là ń ṣe kò jẹ́ bá ṣe fi bẹ̀rẹ̀ it's a continuity movement and it doesn't pè ní movement ni movement does not end today it's a movement. Nínú movement, there will be delay. Nínú movement, people will die. Nínú movement, this will happen. But the question we should ask ourselves is, what is our politicians going to do to engage with us? We have, according to what we said some few weeks back, on the 27th of July, those representing us in Abuja, they are 73. Gbogbo ilẹ̀ mọ̀ wọ́n, because everybody knows that senator. That is if you know that senator. Why are we not engaging them? And to understand this, one of my tripod tripped over. So you know, let's say, Kilodeta engage one is a question. We must engage them. If we have 73, yeah.
Can I come in here?
Yes. Yeah.
They don't have the force of their own. They were not voted in by the Yoruba people. One appoint wọn síbẹ̀, they cannot talk. But the party leader ambassador sọ̀rọ̀ máa sọ.
Which is exactly what I said. Ìyẹn mo sọ láti ẹ̀kọ́ pé Tinubu ni ó ti influence gbogbo wọn. Ẹ sọ pé kò ní influence. Tinubu ti influence gbogbo Yorùbá politicians even up to your governor Níṣèyí Mákindé.
If you are feeding someone, any of the right class will do it all. Àbúrò pé people fẹ́ kébé lù pa ni. So tó bá sọ anything níbi ọ̀la, wọ́n máa yọ́pọ̀ bẹ̀.
Is that not what I said earlier? But mo ní pé Tinubu ní influence tó lágbára ẹni kò ní influence.
The most important thing is that take our past strategize and plan ara wa. There are people wọ̀nyẹn for now bí mo bẹ́yà tí Yorùbá Nation bá dé o, wọ́n máa lè sọ̀rọ̀ ńgbà ẹ̀ but as I'm talking today, they cannot do anything. They don't have the power.
Okay.
They don't have the connection yẹn, the strength yẹn.
Okay, all right. Èyí tó máa jẹ́ kó jáde táwọn èèyàn máa nígbà táwọn èèyàn bá voice out because many Yoruba people will voice out. Ẹ jẹ́ padà sọ́dọ̀ Mama Katie because we're trying to manage the remaining time that I have now because I have to take a short break. I've been on air now for like 11 o'clock and it's like 4 hours going. Mama Katie, ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ látọ̀dọ̀ yín.
Mr. Ake, just 1 minute, just 1 minute to press that song. Fún kan tí Prince, Mr. Prince. I've been thinking this for a long time, when people begin to leave the group of Yoruba Nation, and what I think is that the solution, we don't expect anybody, maybe over anybody to join Yoruba nation. You understand? I believe that anyone that wants, if you want to be in peace in life, you need to find solution for yourself. Now, the only solution is until when Yoruba people, the youth, everybody, we get angry to extent that with anything that want to happen, let it happen.
Okay.
Now, we see what happened in Ukraine, and we see what happened all over the world. When people there is something, they will come out with anything that want to happen.
Okay.
I think last year or last 2 years in April here, sir, there's what they call Sabini. And when that man is not agree with migrants, people come out and say they don't want this man again. And they remove the man. So that is now going to be the will of the people, which might take time, because the will of the people is that they will be upset, not literally on Yoruba nation joining or whatever, but they will be upset with the situation on ground, and they will be forced to decide maybe it's the best option to follow Yoruba nation. And that is a gradual system, and that is why we are telling people that and as I speak to you, the dollar is now almost 1,000 naira in the black market. Okay, ọ̀dà ẹ̀mí kan sọ ni ẹ jẹ́ ká jẹ́ kí Mama Katie sọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀dà mò ń bọ̀ lọ́dọ̀ yín padà Mama Katie ẹgbọ́n sókè mà ká gbọ́ látọ̀dọ̀ yín.
Ṣé ẹ fẹ́ gbọ́?
À ń gbọ́.
Nǹkan tí Mr. Coach sọ wà láì ní support 100%.
Okay.
Since tó ẹ bá ti ń ṣe ní ti ọmọ ọ̀yá táàdé rí ojútùú ẹ̀ ìbẹ́ta ká kúkú fagídí ṣe ká mọ bí ká lọ.
Okay.
Because ìdí tí mo fi ń sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ àtìgbà tá a ti sọ kì í ṣe ọdún ló ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ tá a ti kí pé Yorùbá nation yìí.
Okay.
Kì í dẹ̀ ṣe ọdún tó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ tí àwọn Ìgbò tó ti dìjà pé kí gbogbo wa ká split.
Okay.
Ìgbà tí màá yìí jáde tó fi sọ ká ní ibi tí Yorùbá ti ṣe mistake táwa Yorùbá ti ṣe mistake. Ti báàkì ojú òun la fi ń jọjà àwọn Ìgbò bẹ́ẹ̀ tá a bá wò dáadáa ní gbogbo nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí nǹkan tí nàbí ká sọ ráìtì nígbà yẹn ẹjọ́ ṣé àwa padà jìbẹ̀. Àwa nílé lóko àwa ṣiṣẹ́. Àwọn ẹni tí wọn kú lójú kan ọ̀tẹ̀ tí wọ́n ṣàmọ̀wò jẹ ṣe fẹ́ gbọ́ wọ́n dé láti gba orílẹ̀-èdè wa lọ́wọ́ àwọn ti sèmi wàhálà ìlú bá jẹ́ ká gidi jẹ́ ká gbà. Tó bá ṣe ká gidi jẹ́ ká gbà ìyá mo fẹ́ sọ. Ìlọ́rọ̀ mi sọ.
Ẹ ṣé gan ni. 73 Yoruba politicians. I'm not talking about me on this in the state. 73 of them are the one representing us. And like my brother Jaja said, we have to visit them because they are there for us. Politicians, so we need to rise up against them for a visit. We need to tell them, we need to talk to them. But whether they are with us or not, but I think what they all did was they were very smart. They're not stupid. They know what is happening around. They can feel it, just like the Igbo politicians. They are the same thing. The Igbo politicians know that people are campaigning for Biafra, but they are just closing their eyes, and they know that the directive is coming out from Simon Ekpa. But among Yoruba, they don't want to take directives. The problem that I'm going to go and set up my own, and I'll be just doing it on the side. But I know that Baba Akintoye is there. They don't want to take directives. Because every one of you, Mogbatolukaluku set up all the organization. I don't want to mention names. Nobody was there before Baba Akintoye. So why now that Baba Akintoye came out, Baba Akintoye? It's because the ego. Baba Akintoye. So we see different clusters of different organizations. No, we don't want to do that. Ẹlọ́dáwó sí YSDM. No, àwọn kan náà tó fẹ́ ṣe kí ni wọ́n fẹ́ gbawó lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ tí wọ́n lọ́tọ̀. I'm not talking about àwọn olórí burúkú bombastar the onítìrì tó ní kú síbi táṣọ ẹ̀ wà. Mo gbọ́ yín.
Sir, please let me say something.
Yeah.
Ṣẹ́rí ọ̀tẹ̀sán yìí ló bá yìí bá yìí. Ṣé ẹ̀ gbọ́?
À ń gbọ́.
Fẹ́ wà lábẹ́ àwọn àfẹ́ wà lábẹ́.
Ibi tí problem wà nìyẹn. And you call it, nobody told us about Yoruba Nation. Baba Akintoye came out and told us about Yoruba Nation. Everybody now go and form this kind of cluster, organization. And they are now saying, well, I don't say Yoruba Nation. But instead of us to be under Baba Akintoye and push the engine so that the engine can be like a plane that will fly to New York from London, which is the Kiloruko aircraft here. Kiloruko plane to man learning very speed of sound. All right. Okay. Concord airline. All right. Okay. I think what is going to eventually happen from what we are looking at now, especially, I pray the cool people do not back up. That is my prayer every day. It's about Jimmy C. I pray they don't back up, and I pray that America is going to attack them, because America is saying he wants to go and attack. Maybe the third world war that we are waiting for is just around the corner. Because how can Americans say, I'm going to attack the Niger? Because they think that they have power. What about if Russia say, no, we won't tolerate that. I told you that everything now fall back to the United Nations Security Council. So there's already conflict between them as well. So everybody will take advantage. But I think the biggest advantage that is going to eventually get to when Nigerians are going to wake up is the Nigerian economy. Okay. Okay. ECOWAS, what? Sorry.
Now, Mr. Koiki.
Yes.
Mr. Koiki, can I ask you one question?
Yes, sir.
Now, do you think that Nigeria can be better?
How?
Do you think that?
Nigeria can never be better. Everybody knows that. Mumbo don't enter Valerie Mixella.
Can offer up anything. Now, if you know that, now see Nigeria now. If you are not down to Nigeria, if you are not the you cannot make it. Oh, and someone will be coming here that Tinubu can do something. And we need to stick up. Of Tinubu, because of Yoruba Nation. Sometimes this is make me angry.
Well, I mean, it's making you angry because our policy.
We are still believing on people that they allow coaches, they allow.
But people that went to vote believe in Tinubu. This is what they were told. The problem one here, we have our Yoruba people that went to vote because they told them that Tinubu is going to bring them a renewed hope.
Graduates, people are told they are graduates. They are riding on that graduate people.
They don't care about all that.
And people are coming here to tell us that we are still believing in one politician.
Okay.
I'm telling you that we need to rise now and do something.
We need to rise. Okay. Which is
they want to come back home. They cannot come back because of what is happening in Nigeria.
Well, not even America. People in Nigeria want to return back to Yoruba land, but they can't return back because there's no peace and there's no safety.
We cannot invest again.
Okay.
And you are telling us to go and get politician for what reason? What this man said they have done? What? Just tell me the reason. And if we just kept that man in that place, the man have everything in life, but because of he see what is happening, and the man rise to help us. Now we are still talking against this man.
Well,
Nigeria, we are ungrateful.
Hey.
We are ungrateful.
Baba,
We are ungrateful. I'm telling you the truth fast. What are you doing for God's sake? Let's rise and fight this battle at once.
Why are the people not about why Kinode to up a rise? Kinode when you watch if they rise up. Why are they not rising up? Is this something holding them down? Okay. Okay.
We stop sending money to them now. We stop sending money to Nigeria. Let's stop sending money to anyone. If you need money, go out. When we stop sending money to them now, then we know that something's happening here. Because the people are still seeing help from their brothers in Europe or in America. Let's stop sending money to them now.
Okay.
And let's see what will happen.
Hey.
My God, for God's sake, for good 60 years, we are still back to the same thing. 30 years, 40 years. And And people are coming, let's vote for APC, let's vote for PDP, let's vote for this one. And at the end of the day, nothing happened at all.
So in terms of anything, voting those political parties is not helping the situation. Because they told us that they will turn things around.
At all.
Okay.
Correct, it's not happening at all.
Okay. Just reason say maybe our people don't really feel what we see as suffering. They probably like the challenge because they're watching Big Brother where woman is bringing their breast out. They're watching the video and all these things. So they're not concerned about what we are concerned. Iwari Africa said the only thing necessary for triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. And which is exactly why Igboho came out. They say Igboho now is the evil man. Otumba Gbogbo Moki Gbogbo Yin. It's been again another fantastic. We have about 20 minutes left before the end of the program. Ijaya Jaya said we must rise up, we must rise up, we must rise up. But people don't want to rise up. That's the question. People don't want to rise up. It's like we are pushing people to rise up.
The people that want
let us stop sending money at home. Let's stop sending money to them at home.
Okay.
Let's stop. Everyone that if anybody going from Nigeria, tell them they don't have money. Let's stop sending money.
Stop sending money.
Hey. Sometimes we give them some, let's say 100,000, 400,000 in a day. Sometimes. Because they are still calling you and you are still sending money to them. Well. They can feed themselves. When it comes to that, they cannot feed themselves. No, they will know that something's happening in Nigeria.
Okay.
Let's stop sending money to them now.
Stop sending money.
And let us everybody go home.
Okay.
Let's go home and fight this battle at once. We are tired. Want to go back home.
All right. Let me ask this question before we go. Mr. Stone Cold, you keep saying add me, but you can't send invite, and we are closing very soon anyway. Let me put it this way. Táwọn Biafra bá overreact ju bó ṣe yẹ lọ, and eventually there's a confrontation between Bola Tinubu government and the Biafra, and that confrontation is so heated up because we can see it happening already. Bola Tinubu is sending soldiers quietly into the southeast, but you don't know that. And there's a lot of confrontation going on quietly. It's just that the smoke is not out yet. Mama Katie, because this is going to be the final conversation from you before I'm going to take you off. Do you think that the Biafra agitation will, or not trigger the whole conversation that we are discussing this afternoon from the Yoruba side?
My dear, if that's going to be, let it be.
Okay.
If proper, this is going to be a disaster or anything in Nigeria, let it be.
Okay.
We need to go home.
Okay. Okay.
Everybody has to split. Let them, in short, let them pass it now.
Okay. All right.
No more quiet again.
Prince of Africa, the same question to you. Let's get your own answer on that, please.
Most message last committee mo attended on the program. Money pick right baba actually correct the word Yoruba nation. I was in Nubu what Tinubu at our Ecowas for that slave.
Okay.
Because the repercussion to my land is here. I find it falling.
Okay.
You have been working on that.
Okay.
Have you been working on that?
Well, I mean, that's we can say there's a lot of work going on for some of those work.
From last time.
Yeah, I know you said so, but like I said, so many things goes on behind the curtain that doesn't have to come onto the public domain.
That's very important. Yeah. Because we don't know where the war is going to.
Okay.
And we don't know how it's going to.
All right. It might be anybody. You got to start going now because I only have 15 minutes. All right.
Secondly, we have to consider send the
okay. Well, I don't know how that is going to work, but all right.
The first voice me to my God, one super lórí phone.
All right.
I won't put us in there or gata. If it's a power.
Okay.
So you might come on
okay. All right. Thank you so much, Tonko. All right. All right.
So I don't know how
we're gonna do that. All right. Okay.
The bottom line is that it is time now.
It is time now.
We have all the opportunity. We have all the resources. We have all the energy.
Okay.
To do it now. We have all the opportunity.
All right.
To do it now.
To do it now before it's too late. But Mokin Baba Yawa Adedoyin Yola. All right, thank you so much. That's how far we can take from you. Chief Coach, the last from you as well, before I will, the same question, I just need a different, I'm looking at the perspective of a the same question on the Biafra issue with federal government. It didn't make anything, any impact, no Yoruba nation.
Mr. Koiki, the only thing I can say is that àwọn Biafra ni wọ́n mọ̀ pé tí wọ́n ń jà fún wọn dẹ̀ mọ right wọn wọn bá Yorùbá yẹn stand they don't want to let them go stand.
Okay.
Because they know exactly what they are doing. That's what I like about Biafra. They know exactly what they are doing.
They know what they are doing. Okay.
And anything they want to do, they call lọ́tà fẹ́ lọ kó sì lọ́tà fẹ́ ṣe.
Okay.
But nípa Yorùbá as they stand, I want to beg all Yorùbás here today, please and please. Kò sí ẹjọ́ máa gba nation tí èèyàn ní kú tí nǹkan náà ṣẹlẹ̀.
Okay.
Now, ẹ jẹ́ ká dìde, ẹ má yẹ kí á mú ẹ má kí sí ibú, ẹ má yẹ ká wá ká padà sẹ́yìn mọ́.
Okay.
Ẹ jẹ́ ká máa lọ síwájú, kí la fẹ́ ṣe, ẹ jẹ́ ká jókòó, kí ni next step láti wá, kí ni next step láti take.
Okay.
Ẹ bá mọ next step yẹn nísìnyí, ẹ jẹ́ ká jáde tán, nípa tá a fẹ́ lélẹ̀. Àwọn tó ń bá wa jà ìwọ̀n ọ̀pọ̀ tó wà, wọ́n kàn dá ìjà wa ni.
All right.
And I believe that at the end of the day, that's my own contribution.
Wow, thank you so much, Mr. Laniran. You have also just under a minute. Please go ahead now on the space. 1 minute kò gbọ́dọ̀ jù ẹ́ lọ torí pé mo fi manage the remaining time. Màá kí gbogbo àwọn tó kúrò náà tí kì í Mr. Dennis, I can see your message. Yawa Idris Abimbola and the rest of you, I'll be mentioning what you wrote out there. Ẹ̀gbọ́n sókè Ọlánipẹ̀kúnmọ́kẹ́. Go ahead, Mr. Laniran. 1 minute, please.
Okay. The thing wey dey there be say I see dey surprised when somebody say wey dey ask question say whether Nigeria go fit better. Maybe you understand wetin I dey talk. I talk say the time wey these terrorist European people come here, if dem buy any slave, dem get right to name the slave any name wey dem wan give am. So according to the deal wey the European terrorists and the king dem make, so the name wey dem give Nigeria show say dem don buy dem claim because like this dem no fit come here say dem buy my own land because you cannot buy land and people with paper money. So dem buy the land and the people join the people inside and they come give dem name Nigeria. So because him no be there as dem give am name the name e no get any meaning for our own language but e get meaning for their own language. So how what the question suppose to ask yourself be say how come they dey power right e no get any meaning for our own. You understand? Okay. So the country no be country na British terrorist company. Okay. So we need to find any way to dismantle the company so that everybody can have their own because after all they come here we terrorize us here. So if na to terrorize them back na like that they no want to surface.
All right, thank you so much. Let me quickly read some of the comments as well from the platforms. We read it so late. I'm just opening it, especially those of you that have put it out in like 2 hours. You're kidding. Everyone is facing the brunt of the problem. I heard France military have reportedly, Monty and replied, lies, according to Wale Issa. As we speak right now, that is Abuja, ECOWAS is having the meeting. Later, we'll be able to tell you whatever was discussed there. Maybe the bomb is going to be thrown or not. Babami, Egbami, Akim, Ayodele, Ijaya, thank you so much with a lot of thumbs up there. Also, Yawa Princess, Adebimpa Mukibubaiti, Iluekiti, Ondo State. Any indigenous peoples have the same culture, language, and belief. Nigeria is only a geographical location where the colonial empire put us together as a company. New era Idowu Motukiyawa. This speaker is so right. I believe you are responding to some of the question there. They want to destroy us completely. Idowu Kayode, Koiki Baba, long time. How are you? Well, as you can see, I did here now. 4 hours. I don't spend already trying to get the message out again. Mommy mi Bayadada Mujade Soya Ashedumare. Yoruba máa bọ́ lórúkọ Jésù. What God cannot do does not exist. Prince Adebayo Shitu, thank you so much. Princess Adebimpe, àwọn tún sọ pé grandma Yoruba conference is coming up soon in London. Be expecting it. So it seems that they're giving you insight already that Yoruba conference will be coming up. Babawade Tunji Yusuf, ẹni ẹ jọ̀wọ́ kí ni a lè fi wọlé sí orí rédíò Yorùbá Nation yẹn? Well, ẹ lè gbọ́ ní online by downloading the apps. And I think I have something that I picked up from their page this morning. Let me bring that up. Every Saturday and Sunday, you will only be able to listen to it for 1 hour. But Monday to Sunday, 24/7, you'll be able to listen to it online. Lori app, Zeno. You can download it from the Google Play Store. But from what they are worked on already, you can watch, you can listen every Saturday. I'm just bringing that up quickly. And this is it there. Thank you so much, all our Biafra. I'm still going to greet him very, very well. I can see that even though we are speaking Yoruba there, you sat there and you respected the indigenous Yoruba language. You can see there the Yoruba Nation shortwave radio. We'll be listening to from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Saturday and Sunday. Saturday and Sunday on the radio like this, okay? This kind of radio. This one will be just online. So, but on the shortwave, which is 17735 kilowatts, KHZ, shortwave. So, if you need radio buy anywhere, I'm going to need digital one. I'm going to have to buy the digital one because I couldn't get it while I was tuning it, on Saturday. I'm going to try it again, but it's going to cost me about £35 to buy the digital one. So I might just get the digital one and then send this one to Nigeria. But and I have the radio. Let me give you, so in case the radio, okay. So 1 minute. More to say something at the back. So let me just give you that radio that somebody recorded in Nigeria and also the one here in UK. One in UK was sent to me and the one in Nigeria was also sent to me so that you can be able to see that is for the shortwave Saturday and Sunday between 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. But fine, but every day. I'll play that before we go today. I'm just bringing you the two different areas where it was listened in Yoruba land and in UK, and that video was sent to me. So let's give you that video as I have it right now. I'm just pulling it up. Bear with us. Around the world, and I think I should quickly appreciate those of you as well. Ajayi Matthew, thank you so much. Sunday Adebanjo, thank you so much. Mommy wa grandma Iyalode Ijana Otafat Bell, thank you so much. Mama Lalubarika Bosede, mo máa ń gbádùn Yorùbá yín Ọládìpẹ̀kun. It is King AY. Dennis, why then call us Africa first? Gbogbo iná ni mo rí mẹ́rin kọ́mẹ́ǹtì yìí. Ọ̀túnba Bóyè, mo kí yín Bàbá Lalubarika. Adébáyọ̀, mo kí yín Mr. Adetunji and the rest of you. Idris, Abimbola Yaro Adada, and Babami Dennis Omitogun, mo kí yín ti Germany. So now let's start with the first one from Nigeria. So this was sent to me all the way from Nigeria. After those listen to it, let me move this one. I just can't cut the lay down 1 minute because we have to prepare it before we send it to you. Let's see. So that no, sorry, that's not what I'm looking for. She will download anything. I think I did. I wonder again. All right, let's download it again. I don't know what happened there. Let me download it again. Save as into download. Save. Do you want to replace? Okay, one there, minimum. One there. I've seen it now. So let's go back and then let me pick it up now. All right, yeah, that's it. So what you're about to listen to now is the radio recording that was sent from Nigeria. This is it. Sorry. So now let me release the audio and I'll mute my own mic. So let me release the audio. Count to one. Where is it now? 17. Now give us the song.
àní bí pẹ́pẹ́ yẹn bá tẹ̀dọ̀ ó dé náà pípa ó dà gbogbo ẹni tó ní èrò ibi tí gbogbo etí tó ń gbọ́ mi àtẹ̀mí náà kí èrò ibi ọkàn wọn máa parẹ́ o láti ṣe ìdùnnú rẹ̀ Jésù Olúwa wa àmín. Ìṣubú Nàìjíríà wọ́n mọ̀ pé gbogbo ilẹ̀ ẹ̀ máa wò wípé ìbọn lọ́mọ ọ̀rọ̀ ń bọ̀rọ̀ bọ̀ lókùn mọ́tò ọmọ ọ̀rọ̀ wípé bájọ́ ọmọ ọ̀rọ̀ bá dé kì í gbọ́ ẹgbẹ́ ọmọ ọ̀rọ̀ bá dé kì í kàn ọ̀rọ̀ òun náà ló kún kókó ọ̀rọ̀ wá. Lórí ọ̀rọ̀ àti àwọn orí àgọ́ bí ìlú ti bá yìí kórókó. Ìtú lórí gbogbo ayé ní ìtúnisẹ́ òdìlẹ́ náà ti ṣe lórí Ọ̀yọ́. Àní bí pẹ́pẹ́ yẹn bá tẹ̀dọ̀ ó dé náà pípa ó dà gbogbo ẹni tó ní èrò ibi tí gbogbo etí tó ń gbọ́ mi àtẹ̀mí náà kí èrò ibi ọkàn wọn máa parẹ́ o láti ṣe ìdùnnú rẹ̀ Jésù Olúwa wa àmín. Ìṣubú Nàìjíríà wọ́n mọ̀ pé gbogbo ilẹ̀.
All right, so I'm going to pause the one from Nigeria. So I'm going to send life limit for 10 minutes. We have limited the ability for others to find you. Well, I on TikTok. Now, if you look at the screen on your right, that is somebody listening to it in London on a digital radio. So, I'm not talking about online. I'm talking about the reason why we asked for that 2 years ago. This is what we were meant to do 2 years ago, but Adupekwe Oshidebite Ekode is the beginning. And we can only say thank you to those that decided to complete the project even after we started it. Muki Grandma Felicia. So now I'm going to play the UK version of that same radio to us now. Mumbo, where is that now? So let's play the UK version. And I'm going to make my mic. So right there, just because we know how our people are, we know what our people can say. This is what they didn't want to have. But the innovation is there, the technology is there to do it. But because they didn't want it to happen, they tried. By the end of the day, the project has kickstart, and we can pray for those that are now in charge, because I am not the one in charge, but I am just open to promote it. Because at the end of the day, they knew very well what I wanted to do. They slowed it down for 2 years. Otuni apps, Todotie, which is the online version, which you will have listened to. Let me see if I can play that from here. The online version, the apps, only lay. That's the apps. As you can see right there, that is the apps. The apps. Yeah, it's on my play, listen. So that is the Yoruba Nation app. Yoruba Nation Radio. So download lower. Let's just listen to it for 1 minute, and then it's already. So now it says go live, as you can see there. So you click on that. Only 4 million one is in. So my papa should go advert to one here because it's expensive to run this. And very soon they'll be having different programs there. That is how far we can go this afternoon. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí ìbàjẹ́ ènìyàn ẹ̀fẹ́ bá wà lórúkọ jẹ́ 2 years ago. Koikimedia olókòwò rédíò sí this and that and all the nonsense because some of you are not up to what I have right here. And I've just said, àwa tún ní tún rò nǹkan míì away from how we can continue to operate. But one thing is, gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ pariwo pé mo lọ kówó rédíò sí ojú òtí yín báyìí 2 years ẹ delay project here for 2 years but oyè Ọlọ́run, that's all I can say. Anyway, I gotta go now. Thank you so much, everyone. My name is Olami Koiki. Mo kí gbogbo àwọn Koikimedia backup team that are working down the line. So when tó bá fẹ́ download radio yẹn lọ sórí App Store kẹ́ lọ download it ẹ kọ́kọ́ Yorùbá Nation and you'll be able to download it. You can have the apps on your phone. Kò disturb yín tẹ́ bá fẹ́ máa ṣe nǹkan mi lórí phone ẹ dẹ̀ máa gbọ́. But ẹni tó bá fẹ́ gbọ́ tó fẹ́ máa sọ níjọ́ Saturday àti Sunday ẹ máa darapọ̀ mọ́ lórí shortwave. Thank you so much and this is how far we can go. Mo kí àtọ́bí mi lọ́mọ, mo kí gbogbo àwọn tó jẹ́ family, external and those within as well. My name is Olami Koiki. Au revoir. Bye for now. Àwọn tó ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ pé kí lorúkọ apps yẹn is just as easy and simple. Yorùbá Nation Radio and TV. Tẹ́ bá ti lọ sórí Play Store ẹ kò type in nínú Play Store yín ẹ type. I think the iOS from what we're told wọn ló máa jáde ní wíìkì. As soon as ti bá ti confirm pé ó ti jáde I will announce that on the platform. But fún gbogbo ẹni tó bá fẹ́ mọ̀ nípa these particular apps ẹ lọ sórí App Store yín lórí Play Store, just straightforward. ẹni tó bá dẹ̀ fi gbọ́ that transmission ní ìjọ Saturday ní aago 8 alẹ́ the same time ní UK àti Nigeria or Yorùbá time if you want to put it that way, láago 8 títí di aago 9 alẹ́ is just 1 hour. It's quite expensive to run it for now, but we hope that as time goes on there will be much option, more better option into FM. FM at the moment, if you try it, the government will pick it up, they will destroy it. Especially, we don't trust Tinubu as well. So that is how far I can go. Thank you so much, Dizzy123. Triple ADRS. Thank you so much. We will never get tired. So that is about it. And Tombe or Instagram, Mr. Koiki, what is the name of the app? Yoruba Nation Radio. Etiri Ori Oloku Luwa Libe. You can't miss it. Let me see if I can turn the camera so that you can just see it. So it was straightforward. So that is what it looks like. So tẹ́ bá ti type it, you can listen to it, but most importantly, Baba Akintoye will be communicating from there. There's Yoruba World Media. Ìlànà náà ní tiwọn. Kò ní láti jẹ́ ẹyọkan. We have many radio. Ìyẹn ló kí máa jẹ́ kí message yẹn kó tètè dé sálẹ̀. So mo kí ọmọ Bọ́lájí, mo kí gbogbo ilé nǹkan sí o. My jet for care, ẹ̀gbọ́n mi ṣiṣẹ́ ń lọ dáadáa. Ẹ jẹ́ kí èmi náà lọ rest there. It's been 4 hours today already, láti 11 o'clock. So ká ti lọ gba break there. Thank you so much, everyone, on the Twitter space as well. Orúkọ tèmi ni Ọláyọmí Koiki tí gbogbo ẹ̀ mọ̀ sí Koikimedia. Ẹ ṣé gan ni bàbá wa Kúnlé Ṣítà. And on that note, bye for now. Thank you so much, everyone, on the Twitter space. Thank you so much. And tẹ́wà lórí TikTok pẹ̀lú mi. Àtúpàdé pẹ̀sẹ̀pẹ̀sẹ̀. Bye for now.